What's up, y'all? This Exodus 1, aka Indigo Sky, aka Trigger Rank, and I want y'all to like, subscribe, share, definitely hit the notification bell. I'm a little tired, so I'm gonna do one with y'all. Probably do the one with y'all, and I'm about to go to sleep. But hold on, y'all, one second. All right, y'all. So about to do a little chilled update, and we're gonna do a Adrian Broner update.
I stopped checking flight prices obsessively and started saving hundreds by letting Slick Trip do the stalking for me. Instead of refreshing
between the stupidest man in Clarksville and another man just outside the courthouse. Chud shot the man during the scuffle. More bad news for Chud. He's
All
out.
right, y'all, we about to check out Poeta Flacco. We about to check out this update on Chud. So let's see what's going on with Chud.
Absolutely fried. Two different defense attorneys have given their assessment on this Chud situation, and both have said his self-defense argument is not going to hold up well in court. And if that's not bad enough, this idiot that Chud has appointed as his official spokesperson while he's sitting in jail trying to get a bond, this idiot has decided it was wise, get this, to start a harassment campaign against a city official, an official city official. This idiot has asked Chud supporters to harass a city official who had negative comments to say about Chud. And he's doing this while Chud is trying to get his bond lowered, while Chud is trying to go to court and prove that he can be let back into society and he's not going to be a threat to anybody. Oh, no. I'm kind of happy that Chud got these people in charge of his affairs because it makes our job a whole lot easier. So the city...
I don't know who his spokesperson is, but he need to shut the fuck up. For real.
Employee that Chud and his spokesperson has launched a harassment campaign against is Commissioner David W. Felton, or Shelton, I should say. Now, they are harassing him because he posted this about Chud. Now, he goes, racism is evil. Racism is vile. Racism is utterly stupid. You will think there's not a human being alive who would disagree with this, but apparently Chud and his minions disagree with this. So he goes, the reason racism is so astronomically stupid is simple. As Illinois' governor said a few years ago, you can always tell an idiot by their cruelty. And cruelty is exactly what a coward like Dalton Eatherly, aka Chud, employs in his frequent attempts to incite violence by saying the most idiotic and racist things possible around black people. And yesterday, a fight broke out between the stupidest man in Clarksville and another man just outside the courthouse. Chud shot the man during the scuffle and ended up shooting himself in the process. The victim was life frightened and still fighting for his life. Last report I heard is that he is stable and I pray he recovers. Chud.
Boy, Chud got himself in a world of trouble, boy. I hope you're satisfied, Chud. I hope you're happy.
Though now sits in the Montgomery County Jail with multiple felony charges. Stupid, idiotic, racist, and none of this should have gotten to this point. Frankly, I am convinced we have been witnessing a collapse over the last few months as hold on, bro. Let's not do that. Oh, now I understand the good commissioner. I understand, right? You an ally, but let's not start putting out mental health excuses out there. We don't want Chud to have any excuses for trial. We don't want for him to come to trial and say, Your Honor, his mental health was suffering. Hold on, bro. You an ally, so you get a pass. But let's not start throwing that out there now, bro. Let's not give him any wise ideas. They go, Chud grew more bold with each passing day, even leading to charges being filed in Nashville. But this is what racism does. It's a cancer. It eats away at the soul of a human to the point that they will do real harm to their fellow man just because they're different. It is as evil as it is vile. It is up to those of us that are white to say so. We have stopped coddling.
Damn. We got a commissioner speaking out against this racism. That's pretty good, though.
The notion that some people are inferior based on their melanin count. It's a lie. Chud's official spokesperson posted a mugshot from the city commissioner. Now, he was arrested for being held in contempt of court back in 2024. They posted a mugshot, and they're now alleging that he's 100% a pedo. 100%. Based off a mugshot for contempt of court. You see how these people just lie so easily and effortlessly? Right? Do you witness this? Now, he put,
I don't know what
let's
that
start
means,
digging. Calling out Chuck's audience, Chuck's supporters, to start prying and digging into this dude's personal life and harassing him. They're even claiming victory in their harassment campaign. They posted, we got the commissioner to turn off comments from factual posts calling him out politely. He doesn't get to play victim. He looks like a bitch. His entire voting block saw it happen. Excellent work. They think this is gonna play out well for Chuck. In fact, I'm not even giving them some good advice. Keep doing it and see how that plays out well for Chud. See how well this play out when Chud tries to get another bond or when Chud tries to get his bill reduced. See how this play out. Harassing a city official on behalf of Chud. Oh my, all these people can be this stupid. According to attorneys and people who actually know the law, he has a great deal to overcome to actually be found not guilty in this case. And he's just making it worse for himself, man.
Chud cannot come out and say that, it was self-defense because Chud already had pulled his gun out of his holster. So by Chud pulling his gun out of his holster, like you're already armed. So the man he wasn't doing nothing but protecting himself. That's it.
All right. So here is the legal mindset. He is an attorney on YouTube, and he gave his opinion on Chud and his possibility of being in this case. And he don't think it looks good for Chud. He actually thinks it looks pretty grim.
With the Montgomery County charges, he's facing up to 60 years behind bars just for the attempted homicide alone. Now, the other 3 charges can stack up, and those can add to potentially decades behind bars. The real thing that will get him is the mandatory minimum. If Chud the Builder is hit with all of those charges, he will absolutely be locked away for a very, very long time. Now, let's look at the self-defense analysis, because this is the real debate. The real debate is, was this self-defense? Now, Tennessee has a stand your ground law. So in Tennessee, it requires 4 things: lawful presence, lawful conduct, reasonable belief of the need for force, proportionality, and no initial aggressor. So you have to have all of those things.
Yeah, he was the initial
affirmative
aggressor.
defense.
By him unholstering the gun, but he had every right to whoop his ass.
So if the prosecutors can actually knock out one of these elements, just one of these things, he's guilty, because you have to admit that you did it. You have to say,
Michael, what up,
I
man?
shot the guy, but here's my defense.
What's
So
going
if they
on, man? You
knock out
working
your
on some
defense,
music
all
today,
you're
bro?
left with is, I shot the guy. That's literally all that's left of that analysis. So when you actually apply that,
Yeah, man, I think I called you
there's some
yesterday.
arguments pro and against.
Yeah, I think I
Chud.
called you
First of all,
yesterday.
he's in a public place where he had the right to be, so the lawful presence, lawful
So he
conduct,
probably
we're
went
gonna
by the
assume that.
computer or some shit.
It doesn't appear at the time Chud was committing.
But yeah, man, I ain't gonna be here too long tonight, man. But I thank you so much for popping in and showing me some love, bro.
Crime, although we'll have to see how the ultimate facts play out and all the reports happen. We also have claims from Chud's side that Joshua Fox actually punched first. And if you combine this with, once again, reports of him being the stalker, of him following him, etc., then you might say, okay, this is the person who provoked this, the person who started this. But that's not where the analysis ends, and you do have to look at the other elements, such as proportionality and reasonableness.
The racist supporters got pump faked in the first half. They was listening and they thought, okay, we finally found at least one attorney who can tell us that Chuck's coming home. But if they kept on listening, then they would hear he actually said the opposite. He doesn't believe that Chuck is going to win this case for these two reasons. Now, when you want to claim self-defense, you have to meet 4 burdens, and he just listed it out. But the last 2 is where Chuck...
You got to meet force with force. So self-defense, if somebody pull out a gun on me, I fire back with my gun, and whatever happens, that's self-defense. But I can't have a knife and the other dude has and if he hits me, that's not self-defense. You gotta meet force with force. If I got my hands up and you got a knife and you stab me, that's still not the same. That's not force for force.
Fails. For personality and not the initial aggressor, Chud was the bigger guy. So if you got punched for agitating somebody, punch him back, right? Beat him up. Pulling out a gun and shooting at him with a lot of people around, that's not proportionality at all. 2, you cannot be the initial.
But the craziest thing is this shit happened in front of a fucking courthouse, bro. Like, bro, out of all places you want to shoot somebody, his shot, man. That's how you can tell Chud ain't that smart.
Aggressive. Chud walked up to them. According to Chud confessed that he seen them looking at him or laughing and pointing, and he walked up to them. He initiated the conflict. He called them the N-word with the hard R. So if Chud was the aggressor and the force was not proportioned, Chud is going to lose this case for a fact, right?
Oh, okay,
now,
that's what's up, man.
Really effed up at, there's our
Congratulations, man. Salute,
even
Mike.
if Chud get the mandatory minimum, he's going to be in jail for a couple of days.
Salute,
And I
Mikey.
think this is where you might have some trouble. Now, another factor is to argue the anti-Chud side, the arrest warrant, where we actually have the facts. And mind you, there were over 100 witnesses there that day. So there were many, many people watching this, observing this, and they were looking at this and saying, okay, what happened here? And getting that into the police report. So looking at what was actually written down, it states that he escalated. The belated stance.
When the
gun,
project get finished, man, I want to hear it, bro.
Escalation under a stand your ground self-defense.
When y'all finish the project, bro, let me hear it after it's recorded.
Analysis. So that's not going to look good. Also, it generally does not look good when you have non-deadly force, a punch, versus deadly force of multiple shots. Now, before anybody gets out there and goes crazy, yes, punches can sometimes be something you respond to deadly force with. For example, if someone's punching you in the head, that can be treated as deadly force, and you can respond accordingly. However, in general, for example, if you're just getting body punched or just a regular punch, typically a regular punch is something that you don't respond with a gun, and that's proportionality, right? So if your response is above the level where it should be, that's going to be failing a self-defense analysis. If someone punches you, typically you punch them back. That's a fist fight, you get in a fist fight. You're not drawing a knife or a gun or something else in that scenario. Now, the other thing is the bystanders, the bullets were ricocheting and going around, and that goes to the reasonableness of him pulling out his gun and firing multiple shots at Joshua Fox, because they're going to look at that and they're going to say, is that a reasonable use of force? Did he use more force than was necessary in this scenario? The other factor, which I think is massive, and I do think plays into the overall analysis, particularly reasonableness, is the fact that he was live streaming and that he had a documented history of confrontations. So he was live streaming to get the rage bait. That's why he exists on the internet. That's what he does. That's how he makes his money, is by getting people to rage. And because of that, you can see that when combined with the history, combined with other things he's done, as showing, hey, this guy was trying to provoke this, and this was the natural, in fact, even normal, expected outcome was for this type of thing.
This is such common sense. This is like such a common sense way of putting it that I can't even begin to fathom why child supporters think that he's the victim. I don't even understand this. This is not a free speech issue. Of course it's not, right? No. This is an issue about agitating somebody, then pulling out a gun and shooting them when they respond to your agitation. This is what this is about. Now imagine showing videos of Chuck. Now, even if you want to say these are conservatives who are in Tennessee, they're about to put a bunch of conservatives on a jury. Imagine showing a bunch of conservatives, Chud, going around calling black people the N-word with the hard R, trying to initiate conflict, trying to start trouble, and then have them decide, hey, from this interaction where Chud called his black men the N-word outside of the courthouse and an altercation broke out and Chud shot him, you have to now make a judgment on whether or not Chud is the initial aggressor by making a judgment call on, do you believe that Chud's intention when walking up to that black man and calling him the N-word was to agitate him?
Bro, you ain't, so this a lesson, Mikey. You ain't doing something right until you got some haters, man. See, when you got haters, you're doing something right, boy.
And start a conflict.
So they can hate away.
What do you think they're about to decide? After they sit in court and see hours and hours and hours of footage of Chuck going around antagonizing black folks, right, and then threatening to harm them and shoot them if they react.
And shit like this is the same reason why Chud is locked up right now, bro. Shit like this is why Chud is in fucking jail, dog.
Imagine what they're about to, man, all right, man, bro, he cooked. Now, his delusional, brain-dead fans still think he has hope. I don't think he has hope at all. Unless they just put a bunch of racist, like conservatives, on that jury and just have them just get them off scot-free.
Based on all of the warrants and all we have for the affidavits and all the evidence we've gotten from the actual government, I think Chud's self-defense argument is likely to lose.
Am I
I
working?
also think that a jury of normal people, even
Is that
conservative
Mike? I
people in
cannot see
conservative
this.
Tennessee, most normal people that are not internet-brained are going to look at
Yeah,
this and say,
nah, I ain't
he
working
went
tomorrow.
beyond what was reasonable.
I ain't
The
working
force
tomorrow.
he
I mean, I don't
used
gotta go to
was
work,
beyond reason.
but
His other actions while live streaming also
why was something trying to hit me up
deserve jail
tomorrow?
time. You have to
Let
look
me
at
know.
the totality of what he is doing, going into private businesses and trying to tell them what to do, to dictate what they do, to be disorderly, be disruptive. All these things deserve punishment because people will come out and copycat these things. People will see these actions, see the virality, see the news, and they will try to be the next Johnny Somali, Chud the Builder, etc. They will do these things absolutely. And if there is not a harsh punishment for nuisance streamers, there's going to be an infinite amount of copycats tomorrow. And part of the law is to disincentivize this behavior, to say, hey, you know what? You shouldn't be doing this. And I think Chud definitely needs some prison time in this case. The other factor I'll point out at the end here is his bail was set at $1.25 million, and he did have an absolute
What's up?
hilarious reaction to that.
You would hear all of this, right? You would hear all of this evidence, all of this. And the Chud sickle fans, right? The dweebs, they would come on social media and act like they can somehow save Chud. I've seen a space with the other racists, right? And Alex Rosen. He starts telling people, hey, man, if y'all was watching the Chud live stream, y'all please come forward and tell the police what you heard. As if the police don't got footage and video of everything already. These folks really think they can save Chud.
They was in front of a fucking courthouse, bro. Like, I'm sure it was at least 50 or more cameras in front of that courthouse. So everything, then you had bystanders holding their phone up probably. So yeah, everything was recorded.
Chud is over. He's done. Fernando, over.
Have to get together and get this guy out of jail for real. Like, to do it by telling the truth, do it by contributing a little bit. But man, I'm serious, pro. If you also that live stream, write a statement to his lawyer, come testify against this. Like, you know, do this lawfully. But man, come on, guys. With that person should not have any victory party, bro. I will literally prioritize this for even catching the pedos because that pissed me off, man.
Well, Alex, I mean, I think people have seen how bad the justice system can fail. Like, we've seen literal chomos with like 4K evidence just walk free because of a lazy piece of garbage cop. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
They want to write a report, so
Oh, you think they're lazy? You think it's laziness?
Oh no, in this case, it's the opposite. It's just outright, I don't know, treason to like, disregard the Constitution. But hey,
You know how many?
Y'all cannot get this man out the nonsense he's in, bruh. It's over with. It's done. Sorry, but they don't. Okay. Y'all let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about this, man? How do y'all feel about Chud's chances? I think it's over with. I think it's grim, right? But
Chud is dead in the water, bro. It's over for you, buddy. Shit crazy, bro.
He's right, you know.
See, I'm gonna do one more update on David. 7 unanswered question in David horrified case. So just made a big mistake against Jay-Z and Drake. That's caliber. All right, y'all about to check out Law and Crime Network. All right, do this one again.
While we have more details than before, we still have major outstanding questions in the David murder case. His movements, Celeste's movements, the alleged murder weapon, other potential charges on the horizon.
Mike, I could barely
Who's
see these,
testify, whether anyone else will be arrested or charged. We want to explore those unanswered questions right
could barely
now.
see
Welcome
this
to
shit.
Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. If you're watching this, if you're putting things out on social media, if you're into content creation, you might be wondering, how are we able to share so many of these clips from all of these stories, these breaking stories so quickly? We use something called Opus Clip, okay? This is an all-in-one AI editor that makes it so easy to cut, create, and upload videos across any platform. Through AI, Opus Clip generates B-roll, reframes footage, and it even cleans up audio, and it is so easy. Just visit opus.pro/sidebar, you sign up, you upload, in a minute you have perfect ready to go for TikTok,
I'm having
Shorts,
trouble
Reels.
with my
Opus Clip is
sight.
really
I
one
can't.
step
That
shop.
shit
Having a
blurry
tool
as hell
like Opus
because I usually can
means
see
that
it.
our
I don't know
producers
what's
can get
going
you
on.
viral courtroom updates instantly. This is the most powerful tool
I'm
there
trying to
is
read it,
to
but
share
I
ideas and
can't.
edit like a pro. So go to
Haters. Oh, haters.
opus.pro/sidebar to get a free week and then 50% off.
Man,
Despite
for sure.
all the
Okay.
episodes that we have dedicated to David,
Yeah.
you know we still have a bunch of unanswered questions. Will we ever get?
So yeah, man. Yeah, motherfuckers gonna hate, bro. That's life, bro. As long as you get up and walk outside, bro, it's gonna be a hater somewhere out here, bro. So you know what I mean?
The real answers? Are we just going to have to wait and see what evidence the prosecution has? That's what I want to explore, what we don't know. The unanswered questions in the case of the 21-year-old romantic homicide singer accused of murdering, sexually abusing, and mutilating the remains of a 14-year-old girl named Celeste Rivas Hernandez. Now, the first thing I got to say when we mention unanswered questions, the murder weapon, the alleged murder weapon. What exactly did David allegedly use to kill Celeste? I mean, here's what prosecutors claim happened. According to the prosecution's pretrial brief, quote,
He could have used a printed instrument. It says no. It says. Good. Can't see that first word.
knowing he had to silence the victim before she
Norbert?
ruined his music career as she had threatened
said
very
Norbert?
soon after her arrival at his home, which they say happened on April 23rd, 2025. Defendant stabbed the victim to death.
It looked like I could barely see, but this shit looking all foggy, kind of like was good. I don't know if it said Norbert. Norbert. That's one of my favorite movies.
Times and stood by while she bled out. No mention in that brief, as far as we could tell, about what exactly was used. You go to medical examiner's report, the summary, it says death was pronounced at the scene. Autopsy examination was limited by extensive postmortem changes. There are 2 penetrating wounds of the torso with smooth edges. that may represent sharp force injuries. The wound.
Oh yeah, like I was saying earlier, he could have had a printed 3D like knife or whatever, because this 3D printing is they're able to make ghost guns and everything. So it's like technology is, but the only thing with that is if they have a record in your computer of you printing something up like that, that's how they're catching a lot of the ghost gun guys too. They're looking at the people who buying the parts or who's creating the design of a ghost gun.
On the upper abdomen penetrates the liver, and the wound on the left chest penetrates one of the left intercostal spaces with disruption of the adjacent ribs' cortical surfaces. The left lung appears intact. The bilateral upper and lower extremities show full thickness dismemberment. Multiple other skin and soft tissue defects are present without apparent associated internal injuries. The etiology of these defects is not clearly apparent due to severe postmortem changes. Postmortem toxicology performed on liver tissue shows the presence of a low level of ethanol, which may be due to postmortem changes or ingestion and does not appear to be contributory to the cause of death. Given the history and circumstances as currently known by me and the setting of the findings by examination, ancillary studies, and in the absence of other definitive causes of death, the cause of death is multiple penetrating injuries. The manner of death is classified as
multiple penetrating injuries.
Homicide, but no murder weapon identified as far as we can see in this report.
No murder, that's
now,
what
is
I'm
that a
saying.
problem? Possibly for the prosecution. Look, the weapon's key. Normally, generally, you use the weapon to match it to the injuries that are sustained by the victim, and you may collect fingerprints or material DNA on the weapon to possibly match it to the defendant. And without the weapon, reasonable doubt. Questions about reasonable doubt, about what happened, what was used, how did this happen. And I believe, and I've said this before, and I'll say it again, I believe there is going to be a battle of experts in this case in terms of the cause of death and how Celeste died. And what complicates this is the decomposition and the dismemberment of her body, postmortem injuries, postmortem changes. So how can you definitively say what happened, right? That's going to be the battle between the experts, or at least what the defense is going to raise. And if you have no recovered murder weapon, possibly an issue. Although maybe the prosecution has something and they just haven't revealed it yet, we'll see. In a similar vein, when we talk about unanswered questions, the actual stabbing. Let me just read this to you again. Knowing he had to silence the victim before she ruined his music career as she had threatened, very soon after her arrival at his home, defendant stabbed the victim to death multiple times.
But that's his stupid ass, though. The Mexican was the Mexican mafia. What?
While she bled out. At no time did he call law enforcement or 911 or take her to an emergency room to attempt to save her life. Now, how do they know that? How do they know he just stood by and watched her bleed out? Well, we look at the timing of her arrival. They claim there was no further activity on her phone, that he allegedly sent her a text message 20 minutes after her supposed arrival, and they're looking at the ride-sharing receipts, asking where she was in this alleged text message, so that they would argue goes to the alibi. He's trying to create an alibi, cover his tracks. And this is, again, all according to the prosecution. Now, the prosecution may argue, hey, we're just putting two and two together, right? To say this is what happened. We know when she arrived, we know the text message, there was no outgoing calls to emergency services, so we are suggesting.
I mean, he's trying to, create an alibi by basically texting her after. I guess he know he took her life, texting her, where are you? Like, the Uber share didn't drop her off at his house, but all they got to do is look at the Uber records, look at her phone records. If her phone stopped paying after that point, after that Uber dropped her off, bro, I mean, bro, this is an open and shut case, bro. This is not, like, you don't have to be Perry Mason to figure this shit out, bro. I ain't lying, bro. You ain't got to be Perry Mason, bro. Ain't gotta be Johnny Cochran or nobody like that, bro. For real, for real.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
It's easy shit. This is what they call a what they call it, a slam dunk case.
He's right, you know.
What may have happened, right? We're assuming what may have happened. But it is quite a statement to say he just stood by while she bled out. So I go back to this unanswered question, how exactly do they know that? And it's a question about the actual event of her supposed stabbing. Well, I asked forensic death investigator Joseph Scott Morgan, host of the Body Bags podcast, about this.
Back to that earlier point, how do they know that he stood there? Because
Somebody
I gotta
snitched.
tell you, as an old investigator, you know,
The part about he stood over her and watched her bleed out. That part right there, definitely. Somebody had to tell the neckers, or I don't think it was no cameras around. Why would they do it with cameras around? So somebody had to tell, bro.
It's not from the perpetrator. To say someone stands there and watches an individual bleed out, that comes from a witness. And that's the one thing that's left me scratching my head over all of this. You know, because that is a huge leap. If you're talking about an investigative descriptor, that is such a leap to make that affirmative statement, because I can tell you when their feet are put to the fire relative to any kind of trial that's going to come about, that question is going to be asked and it is going to have to be answered. You said in the report right here that he stood there while she bled out. So unless they have internal cameras that bore witness to this, unless there was something that was caught on a Tesla, you know, that's the only other path I can really go down relative to that.
Unless
I didn't
they're
think
just
about
assuming this based on the idea of, look, we can say multiple penetrating wounds, right? I believe that's what they said.
I didn't think about the Tesla camera. I did think about it. It was cameras in the house, but I was saying earlier that why would they do it where there were cameras at? So that makes entirely no sense. But he made a good point with the Tesla cameras. That's how Julio killers got their ass bamped up for life. They're never getting out of prison.
Cause of death was, and they're saying, we're putting two together, right? She allegedly came to the house at this time. We know that he allegedly sent a text to her phone 20 minutes later. We believe a sharp instrument was used. And so we are saying, of course, he stabbed her. And if he stabbed her, of course, he just waited for her to bleed out because he allegedly never called 911 or authorities. And so that's what they're assuming. But you're saying, in your experience, they shouldn't or wouldn't make that statement. There's no need to make that statement once they have
somebody in here.
Yeah, man, it's just such a huge leap.
Let me see something.
You know, to go down that road. For me, and I'm
okay. See, I can read it like this, y'all. Hold on.
Be revealed in court, and you know as well as anybody that you cannot just kind of in some kind of pedestrian manner, you know, just go by and say, this is what happened. You're gonna have to explain that. I mean, because people are going to want to know. This is arguably one of the most gruesome things that we've covered.
I got to do like this, y'all, because I can barely see,
bro. It doesn't matter what people think, but I think that even court is going to want that explained. If defense looks at this and says, how do they know that?
I ain't gonna lie though, man. That fucking Norbit. I had to get off the subject, but my partner had said something about the Norbit movie, and that right there, bro, that's a classic. Rest in peace to Charlie Murphy. I am laughing on here. I got Charlie Murphy laughing right here. Rest in peace, Charlie Murphy. This Charlie Murphy and Donnell Rollins. Watch this. Nigga, all the motherfuckers.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
I got Charlemagne the God and Donnell Rollins laughing. You know what I'm saying? I got all that shit.
can't just say, well, we just know. They're going to have to lay that down, the facts, right? Just like in forensic science, we like to deal with the facts, we like to deal with those absolutes. When you get inside the courtroom, you have to state the facts of the case. And this is what they're saying is a fact of the case. So I'm going to be fascinated to see how this is explained, because I don't know, man, inquiring minds want to know, right?
Again, an unanswered question.
It says bloody
Fairmont
was gruesome.
Was she pregnant? Was Celeste pregnant?
Mexican.
The reason this has come up, and I've talked about it before, is when you go to the prosecution's pretrial brief, they write, text exchanges between the victim and defendant contain references to sex, pregnancy, abortion, and use of the Plan B emergency contraceptive. There are also explicit photographs documenting and corroborating their sexual relationship. In November 2024, defendant and victim broke up, although they continued to communicate, and text messages suggest they also continued to have sexual relations. And then Celeste's death certificate was amended to suggest it was now unknown. It was unclear whether she was pregnant when she was killed. It was changed from not pregnant to unknown.
Right, basically her body was so mutilated that, well, no, not mutilated. Her body was mutilated after, I can't say was it before or after. I don't know how that happened, but you know, after she passed away, the amount of time that she sat in the actual car, the decomposition is what is gonna make this a tough case. I mean, we know he did it, but we want to know if she was pregnant, because that's capital murder. Capital M if she was pregnant. That's a whole, you gotta ramp it up after. You're gonna ramp it up. If she was pregnant when he did this, yeah, bruh. He dead in the water, bruh.
Again, I spoke to Joseph Scott Morgan about this. He said it could just be the medical examiner's office having to put this down because look at the text messages. Look at this part of the conversation. Look at this part of the investigation. Given the state of her body, given these messages, we may not really know if she was pregnant. And you have to consider it if they're talking about pregnancy and abortion and all this.
But dog, this dude actually was talented, bro. Like, you gotta go, Mikey, go look at the I probably just sent it to you on Instagram. But it was a video where a dude was just, cause I ain't never listened to none of them damn songs that came out, that romantic homicide bullshit, all this other bullshit he had, Withered. He had a whole CD after he killed her called Withered, bro. Like, you're sick, dog. Something's wrong with you. And back to the story. Long story short, dude playing the piano, David comes up saying, Man got a nice voice. I ain't gonna lie. Man got a beautiful voice, but he's a monster, bro. I don't give a fuck how good or whatever. You know what I'm saying? If you fucked up, you fucked up. But yeah, if you can find that video, just put up D4VD sings with the piano. It should pop up, but you'll see that shit.
But I'll highlight as well. This is what
like I said, Buddy can actually sing.
The actual coroner's report.
I never heard of this man before all this shit. I ain't never heard of this dude. All I know is Celeste been missing for like what, 8 months now? I guess 8 months at this point.
And she was pregnant. You go to the report. It says uterus present and not large and without endometrial lesions and hemorrhage, ovaries and fallopian tubes appropriate for age, or private area without lesions, breast tissue without lesions, other female reproductive tract findings, severe postmortem changes noted. Now, could it be possible? Maybe, but here's the thing, and I stand by this. If prosecutors had evidence that she was in fact pregnant, I have to imagine they would have said so, either in their initial press conference or their filings. Wouldn't they have had to include that? Because they're trying to prove special circumstances allegations, right? If you recall, they allege that David killed Celeste to silence her, that he lay in wait, that he killed her to protect his financially lucrative career, that she was about to expose him, seemingly about his alleged sexual relationship with her being a minor.
Oh, yeah.
He's charged with that.
So they was on stream together, her and David. They were on stream together, and basically, she made a slick little joke about him messing with kids or whatever, while she is actually a kid, dog. Like this is, yeah, that right there was some. That was kind of like wow. I mean, was she kind of prophetic? Not prophetic because she was going through the actual relationship with him, but was she trying to drop breadcrumbs when she was alive so people could actually pick up on it if something did happen to her and all the fingers would point to David? So she might have been dropping breadcrumbs, bro. But for this idiot to go on stream with this girl, like, bro, you're an idiot, bro. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Then when she make the little joke about you messing with kids, he talking about, oh, y'all kill the stream, kill the stream. Like, man, watch out, bro. Watch out, bro. Come on, dog.
What better way to
Come
prove
on now, dog.
what
We
better
ain't
way to
doing that.
prove these special circumstances? What better way to prove he had an illegal sexual relationship with a minor? That's the allegation.
That's some bullshit.
A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit?
And then to say, you want proof? She's pregnant. 14-year-old pregnant with his child, that's proof of the sex charge, that's proof of a motive.
I know them niggas in jail looking at David like,
Wait a minute. Who are you?
like they probably scratching their head like, who are you, my nigga? What's going on with your
That's
ass?
proof of
Bro?
a special circumstance, right? But they haven't done that. Now, again, she was apparently in such.
He probably in PC. I don't think David is in population with the rest of the because he, even though like he ain't super famous like how we know him, this case is like gonna be a big case. So I think they gonna keep him in PC, bro, protective custody, cause ain't no motherfucking way, bro. And he in California. My Nick, bro, do you know this girl is Spanish, bro? When he get to jail, do you know how the motherfucking the dude was talking about something earlier about some Mexican mafia or some shit? But yeah, do you know what the Vlatos finna do to this boy? Bro, this shit about to get ugly, bro.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
State of decomposition.
See, him and Chud is some trouble, dog. Him and Chud. But I ain't gonna lie, Chud is bad. Chud is terrible. But he's way worse. I don't have to say. And we're not making it by skin color, nothing like that, bro. He unalived a child, bro. Like, yeah, that ain't cool at all. Chud ignorant. But I don't think he that damn dumb.
Dismemberment, that's what could be complicated. But again, at this point, nothing definitively indicates she was pregnant. Unanswered question. By the way, unanswered questions, we really don't know what their supposed communications were about when you think about it. You know, the prosecution mentions that there are, quote, text message exchanges between defendant and victim on April 22nd and April 23rd, 2025, where the victim threatened to expose defendant and destroy his career. And they say that, quote, April 23rd is the likely date that she was allegedly killed and when all her
So she was killed on the 23rd. I think Withered, the album Withered was released on the 25th. Where my other phone at? Hold on, y'all. I'm coming right back. Let me get my other phone so I can do some research. Give me right
2025, the defendant and the victim engaged in a lengthy argument as detailed in their text messages. The messages revealed the victim's jealousy over defendant's relationships with other women. As defendant led her to believe they had a future together, she became extremely upset and threatened to disclose damaging information about her relationship with defendant to end his career and destroy his life. Defendant's first studio album was due to be released on April 5th, 2025. An emerging multi-million-dollar career in progress, multiple product endorsements.
So that's what I'm gonna start doing, man.
But again,
I'm gonna start using this phone, this other
the
phone.
substance of these communications.
So I got
We don't
3
know
phones
what was
running.
said, whether they were in fact, let's
I'm
say,
recording off of my phone. I'm using the Wi-Fi off of my phone to play this to come through the speakers, and I can do the research with this phone. So, bam! I'm talking about bam! For real, for real. What Kendra said at the Super Bowl, I'm riding through the back like bam. Hold on, let me see
For
something.
example, a real threat by Celeste or not. You wonder if the defense will challenge whether or not she was making a real threat or not. And the same goes for this. Numerous text messages between defendant and the victim evidencing their sexual relationship, pregnancy, abortion, and use of Plan B emergency contraception. Messages through March 2025 prove defendant continued to manipulate the victim. They do mention one message or one alleged message, which says,
we're gonna look at that right now.
Have sex and just hang out, man. I want more than
Come on,
that.
y'all. D4VD officially emerged in 20. Hold on, I'm trying to figure out when the album came out, Goofy. Hold on. First release, he began, okay. He released Romantic Homicide the 20th of 22. Hold on, so. Okay, this the Willard shit. Yeah, 2025. This is it. He released his first full-length studio album, Withered. So when was the shit? The date, bro? Release Withered. Hold on, y'all. 1 second. Let me check this shit out. Withered. I mean, just to have an album named Withered, bro, like, that's just... Oh, so look, y'all. They saying that he unalived her April 23rd. Withered was released April 25th, my nigga. Man, come on, my dog. Come on, bro.
And that for myself. And it says these messages were obtained from defendant's iCloud data.
Come on, dog. Like this shit right here, bro. Mikey, me and you do music, bro. Ain't no way I'm finna be there and took somebody's life and be able to goddamn drop an album and act like ain't shit happen, bro. I like, for real. I'm just gonna keep it
So yeah, you
gangster
have
with
one
you.
alleged message verbatim, but I don't know what the others say. And we may find out more about what these precise messages are during a preliminary hearing. Obviously, definitely during the trial.
Bro dropped the album 2 days after he took my life, man.
Where's David been?
Damn.
What's he been doing? You go back to the timeline here. September
My
9th,
God.
David, as part of his Withered tour, he performs at the Fillmore out in Minneapolis. Remember why this is important. This is after prosecutors claim he killed Celeste, dismembered her, put her remains in the Tesla that was near this property where he was reportedly staying, and it was towed away, went to a tow yard, and that's where her remains were found in the front trunk, according to authorities. And he's on tour while all this is going on. September 16th, the Los Angeles medical examiner positively identified the body as that of Celeste through dental records. They also claimed that she had a tattoo on her finger reading "shh," that is allegedly similar to a tattoo that David reportedly has. September 17th, detectives from LAPD Robbery Homicide Division, they serve a search warrant on this property that David was apparently staying at in the Hollywood Hills. They seize evidence. They apparently find DNA evidence inside the garage. Prosecutors also say they find evidence consistent with the dismemberment.
So they did it in the garage. Dismemberment, they say they did it in a kiddie pool. I don't know if this motherfucker thought he was Dexter or somebody, bro, but man, help me make this shit make sense, bro. Like, bro, you about to secure millions of dollars in a bag, and you do this dumb shit, bro.
Of the victim.
But at the end of the day, bro, people, like, I don't care what kind of money you got, bro. Money doesn't make the person, bro. Like, it's your mental, dog. Like, you can give a person $1 million a day and they could be broke tomorrow. So it's like, it's the mental, what you're going to, like, if I can give two people, I give one dude $1 million and another dude $1 million and come back to them in we'll just say a 10-year time and just do like a little study and ask them like, damn, so how much money do you have left And what did you buy or what did you spend on? I bet you 9 times out of 10, both of them dudes probably gonna be broke. But if one of them got a mindset of putting his money in certain CDs and stocks and things of that nature, shit that's gonna increase every month, like double up. Like you put $10 in, then every month it gains $1 or $2. But that's like on the grand scheme, if you put $1 million in there every time, okay, and it just keep coming back every month. You could leave your $1 million in the bank and live off the interest off that shit, bro.
In the inflatable pool.
That's what I'm saying. That's how I don't see how motherfuckers be going broke, bro. Because if you ain't never had $1 million before, how the fuck you just gonna up and spend a fucking $1 million? That shit don't work like that, bro. You ain't never had shit. I'm talking about you ain't had a dime, my nigga. Like. You ain't never had shit. You got $1 million and you gonna spend the whole thing? Man, watch out, bro. Watch out, bro. Ain't no motherfucking way, bro.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Like I told y'all, the way I'm rocking with it, I get $1 million, I'm putting that shit in somewhere where the money is gonna accrue. It's not gonna decrease, it's gonna increase. Because believe it or not, certain things you can invest in. I used to work at a store, a high-end jewelry store called Mays. I was a security guard. But I started learning about the gray market. The gray market, when it comes to watches and things of that nature, the gray market is crazy because I could buy a Rolex today for, let's just say 10 grand. I could wait a year or two and that bitch might be 40, 50 G's. But if I took 10,000 and just let it sit in the bank, 4 or 5 years from now, that bitch is gonna be $10,000, or it might have decreased because of bank fees and things of that nature. But it's better to have assets. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting up here sounding like we in the goddamn economics class. My bad, bro.
For blood were collected within the garage area. DNA analysis.
We sitting up here talking about Celeste. I'm talking about economics and shit.
September 19th, 2025, David cancels his tour. From when he canceled his tour to April 16th, when he's arrested, no idea what he's been up to, right? I mean, April 16th.
I'm gonna get fucked up with y'all, man. I'm probably just.
They take him from his Hollywood Hills home, just over a mile from the tow yard. And this is significant because we really hadn't had any clue where he was. He had been reportedly radio silent.
What you talking about? Go broke? I hope not. Hey, if I give you $1 million, Mikey, hey, I'm gonna need you to hold what you got, my nigga. I need you to hold what you got. If I give you $1 million, I need you to hold what you got. I want to see you 10 years later, like, God damn, is that Mikey? Is that Mike? That's Mikey.
That tour apparently made no public appearances. Was he at this property the entire time? What was he doing? Is there anything that he did, said, or communicated in all those months that could potentially be used against him as evidence at trial?
But you got people like that get money like that lose it, bro. They never the same. They're never able to come back. Look at people like Adrian Broner. Bro, Adrian Broner that's a sad story, bro. For you to be on top of the world, a millionaire, and now you getting drunk, can't even pay for your dinner and shit. Like, that shit is embarrassing, man.
What Celeste was up to? You know, there's a discussion by prosecutors.
Hey, he's a goddamn drunk uncle. That nigga the drunk uncle out here, nigga. Watch out, nigga.
That she took with David. But remember, 2024, April 2024 is when her family reports her missing from Lake Elsinore. And she had been reported missing 3 times in 2024. April 5th was the final time that she was reported missing. You go to May 2024, according to ABC7, she reportedly called home. June 2024, according to CNN, she was photographed backstage at one of David's LA shows. September 7th.
See, the thing about it is so the parents, like Mikey, I guess it's Mikey in here. So Mikey, this is what happened. The parents had knew that she was fucking with this dude, but they tried to they took her phone. They took her phone, and after they took the phone, David paid somebody at her school, a little young boy, $1,000 to get her another phone so he could still keep in contact with her. So the parents didn't even know that she was still dealing with him. The parents found out, but they tried to rectify what's going on. Like, if your little girl, God forbid any of our children, our young daughters or whatever is on some stuff like this, we can come in and intervene. But bro, this right here, my nigga.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
Yeah, bro.
2024, she turns 14. September 8th, 2024. TMZ reportedly has video of Celeste engaged in some sort of altercation with people in her Lake Elsinore neighborhood.
I seen that video.
By the way,
she was like, she was going back with some of her neighbors and shit. She was a little feisty little girl. Now when she was arguing with this, she was arguing with some grown ass men, and she was going like, she was bucking like her name was Shot or some shit.
A year to the day
She was bucking on that shit.
November 2024, according to the prosecution's brief, David and Celeste, they break up, they stay in touch. April 22nd, 23rd, 2025 is when the alleged crimes are committed. And there's a gap in time. I mean, it's reported that she may have been photographed in January of 2025. But the bottom line is,
why y'all come in here with this goofy
exactly
shit, bro? Like,
what she was up to. I wonder if that's going to be...
Bro, these niggas is goofy, dog. Like, bro, watch out, man. Like, we in here talking about some serious ting right now, Bridget. We talking about serious ting, Bridget. Man, watch out, bro. You in here talking about some goofy ass shit, bro. Get the fuck out the chat,
by
man.
The prosecution in her case. Another unanswered question. Is anyone else going to be charged? I've had this question for a long time. Because right now, David is the only one who's been charged in this case. And sure, based on the prosecution statements and the outline of potential evidence.
And the thing about it is David already got big money. He secured the bag already. He got like millions, bro. I thought they said when he was staying at, he was paying $23,000 a month for rent and shit. $23,000 a month for rent in California, bro. So Buddy had a bag. He had a bag. I don't know nobody paying $23,000, not $2,300, $23,000 a month, nigga. It says, oh yeah, nah, bro. That motherfucker came in with that goofy shit talking about they farted and all that. I'm like, bro, why y'all so fucking weird, bro? Then they come with the rainbows, like that's going to offend me. I'm like, bro, at the end of the day, bro, the rainbow is a biblical symbol, dog. Like, I believe in God, so y'all took that shit and tried to defile that shit, bro. Like anything dealing with Christ, bro, they try to, or the Bible, I would say, they try to blurry the lines, bro. Ain't nothing wrong with a rainbow, bro. God had basically promised us he would never flood the earth again because I guess it was such a terrible sight. When God looked at the earth and seeing after he flooded it and all of this destruction, he put the rainbow to basically tell man, I would never do this again. If y'all look in the Bible, they got unicorns. If you don't believe me, Google it right now. And unicorn is in the Bible. They defy the unicorn. Now the unicorn is It's me and my wife, and then we add a woman in what we got going on. Hell nah, bro. Like,
World
but
singer killed.
yeah, that's neither here nor there, bro. Let's talk about serious teen Richard.
And transported her body into a car all by himself without anyone knowing. Sure, but this also leads.
Nah, Mike, I wouldn't let you go broke. I wouldn't let you go broke, bro. I wouldn't let you go broke, my nigga, for real, bro. If anything, I'm gonna show you how to keep the. I'm gonna show you how to take the million and flip that bitch. I'm talking about you gonna be looking like Birdman in the '90s, nigga. You gonna be like this, right? Hey, if I give you $1 million, bruh, 10-year time where you might have 50, 75, you're gonna be doing like this right here. You're gonna be looking like Birdman, cuz. On God, my nigga, I ain't finna let you go broke now. We doing this shit for elevation and education. That's it. For the nation.
You know, assuming the allegations are true, and he is innocent until proven guilty, but if the allegations are true, whether anyone else assisted or aided or conspired with him. I mean, here's a point. It goes back to the brief. It says surveillance video and other evidence confirmed defendant was the last person to drive the vehicle on July 29, 2025 before he left Los Angeles on a concert tour. Now, the defense's question, where they might go, is, did anyone else move the car after that? Her body wasn't reportedly found until September. Who else had access to that car? Who else could have had access to Celeste's remains? You know, the filing states that David lied.
The biggest thing is the position of the car. Who was driving the car? Because they do got, like, I think, ring doorbell cam of this damn car. And it looked like Neo's in the motherfucking car. The tall, Asian, sweet-looking motherfucker looked like they was butt buddies. You know what I'm saying? They might be going him and what that boy name is? What's his name? Neon or Neo or whatever. Neon. They going to the booty house together. They're gonna be looking like twins in the booty house. They got the booty house out here. It says now he broke living with his mom, and it says 11K of bills every month. Nah, he ain't live with him. Oh, you probably talking about something else. Yeah, that nigga is he ain't in MDC. This nigga is in the county, my nigga. This nigga in the county. Like, yes, sir, bro. I'm talking about they gonna hold it to his ass, and I'm telling you, but they gonna hold it to that boy. That boy fucked up with that shit. And then, like I said, with the Spanish population in the county jail in California, bro, and you killed a little Spanish child, bro, this shit about to get.
Associates and others.
He might not make it, bro. If he ain't in PC right now, if he's not in protective custody, the boy will not make it to trial. I'm telling you, bro, because they're gonna prolong this shit because David got a lot of money, so he gonna be able to afford some of the best lawyers, and I think his dad is an actual lawyer, if I'm not mistaken, because he was. I was listening to some of his interviews, and he was saying when he was younger, they moved from, I think, New York to Texas. Because somebody's dad was in some law firm or some shit. Yeah. So I don't know, bro.
Strong smell of decay.
I don't know what to say, big dog.
So maybe he did keep everybody in the dark, or did someone know something? I have to imagine the defense will cross-examine these potential witnesses. Very hard question those conversations. Question what David really said or didn't say. Hearsay issues. And another way to look at this is it can be very difficult for defense attorneys to say, look, he was completely in the dark, had no idea what was happening. Although, is it possible someone else had access to the car afterwards? Goes to this idea of who may be a cooperating witness as well. if someone took an immunity deal to testify against
That
him,
nigga look.
that's going to be prime ground for attack. But
That nigga, he look bad in court, bro. That nigga David look withered. Yeah, he look withered. Fuck.
Defense, why do you need protection? What were you offered? What were you guaranteed by the prosecution? Are you just pointing the finger at the big star here? Law enforcement had tunnel vision. You needed an arrest. They went after him. You're the person they're relying on. Aren't you really responsible? Now, yes, I'm speculating, but again, there's a lot of different alleged crimes here, and it does become a question, can one person do this all by themselves, if the allegations are true? And did anybody have any knowledge, even of the purported, alleged, secret, illegal sexual relationship? Did anybody facilitate it, know about it, hide it? But just to give you an idea,
they definitely hid it.
We talked about a lot on this program. David,
they definitely hid this relationship. This man been messing with. They say this man been messing with his girl since she was like 11 years, at least 11. I heard earlier 10, but for sure, he been talking to his girl since she was 11 years old. And I don't give a fuck. He was younger. That shit still don't matter, bro. Like, as soon as you hit 18, bro, you of age, bro.
Reported friend who was arrested in Montana on a reported failure to appear as a witness charge, and he allegedly was brought back.
Shit, David only 21 now, y'all. Y'all gotta remember that. He only 21, so he young. But bro, you a fucking monster out this.
He testified in front of an LA grand jury for 30 to 40 minutes. If that's true, that's a really short time, right? Important witness to be arrested, brought back, testified. I know grand juries are more limited in the presentation of evidence, but still really short. Did he take a deal? Did he know anything? I don't know. I will say this, back on March 13, 2026, Neil Langston posts private Instagram stories that reportedly read, "Thankfully, I'm legally fine in every way.
Oh, his name
Boy, do I got all my receipts for things. Ha 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 ha." And then he reportedly posted, I think the worst part is that I've told so many people that I trust and I thought knew me as a person, my side of things, all for that to be thrown out the bleeping window as soon as I get arrested and they slap that bleep's name next to mine. And for the record, the thing I was arrested for.
But look at this shit. So that's Neon. That's his little butt buddy right there. That's his. I don't know. I guess that's his boo, my nigga. So we gonna call Neon Boo Boo. Oh shit. We gonna call Neon Boo Boo. So Boo Boo goddamn, as soon as they locked his ass up, Boo Boo threw him up under the motherfucking bus. So and I wouldn't be amazed if Boo Boo was right there and is the one that is the actual witness that told them folks that David watched her bleed out or whatever. Yeah, this motherfucker thought he was Dexter, y'all. He thought he was a superstar singer by day and murderer by night. Watch out, bro. Cut it out.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Cut it out, bro. We too gangster for shit like that, bro. Too gangster, bro.
Gangsta Brazil.
I'm finna, hey, bro. I'm gonna. You know what I'm gonna do, bro? See, if it was up to me, I ain't gonna lie to you. I would have got a little press package or put it on however I'd probably put it on a thumb drive. I'll put everything he did, put all that shit together. I would have got tied his ass up there. Now, just before, they locked him up. If I caught up with him as my daughter, bruh, I would have tied him up, hands like this, feet back, throw him in the car. I'm gonna put a thumb drive, and I'm gonna tape it around his head, and I'm gonna drop him in the Mexican cartel area. And it's on the table. It's gonna say, "Please read." And boy, let me tell you, When no folks see that shit, hey, I ain't even got to do the dirty work, bro. I know what they're gonna do to you. Know what them boys gonna do to you. They gonna over the shoulder your ass, nigga. Fuck you talking about? Nah, they gonna do more than over the shoulder.
Never filed it. My warrant was retracted because there's more to the story than what's on the news. And look, I asked Los Angeles DA, District Attorney Nathan Hoffman, about this on my News Nation show, Jesse Weber Live. And he said, in terms of others being involved or being charged, we have an ongoing investigation. If anyone has information, come forward. And he said, with respect to Neil Langston, take a look.
See, Neil,
If you've
isn't
been in
that
a car
Neil
accident in the
Langston?
past year, they may have to give you
I kept
a
saying
fuel
Neon.
check. And all
Neil Langston.
Take a look.
I'm not going to comment one way or the other about any particular additional individuals or whether there are any additional individuals. What we did with respect to individuals who wanted to either cooperate with our investigation or were uncooperative is that they often receive subpoenas to come in and testify in order for us to get the information to make the decision we made today to file these charges.
So look, I'm not sure whether others will be charged at this point, but unanswered question nonetheless. Another unanswered question is David's family. What about David's family? His father, DeWood, his mother, Colleen, brother, Caleb. After David's arrest, his parents, through a family attorney, released a statement that said, quote, parents are sad and disappointed that David was arrested. However, they fully stand behind him and believe that he is innocent. They fully support him. But will they be involved in this case? Will they have to testify? It's interesting to think about because in the prosecution's brief, it states throughout 2024, the victim spent a significant amount of time with the defendant, including summer weekends at his home in the Hollywood Hills and traveling with him to Las Vegas, London, and Texas to meet his family. That's where his family lives. Now, it's unclear how much his family, knew about Celeste, if they knew anything about her, whether they were aware of
They
it.
met Celeste, bro. His little brother used to be with her at the show, bro.
Reportedly ordered to come to LA and testify before a grand jury. And remember when the Department of Transportation reportedly impounded the Tesla out in LA? According to authorities, it was noted that it was registered to David in Hempstead, Texas. We know his family lives in Texas. TMZ later reported that David had transferred properties to his mother's name out in Texas after Celeste
Let me see.
remains were found. Questionable about why he did this, right? That's true. But in court filings about
yeah, why did he put everything in his mama name?
this whole back and forth about whether or not they had to go to LA and testify, there was a court hearing, and this is what Bennett Dodson, assistant DA for Waller County out in Texas, told the court. Don't think it's a secret to anyone at this point that Mr. David Burke is a musician who's quite famous, and this matter concerns a car that was registered to him at these witnesses' address here in Houston that had a dismembered, decomposing body in it. I would say if a car with a dismembered, decomposing body is registered to your home address, that is something you should expect to be questioned by the authorities about, and that's what this is, Judge. So you get a sense of why their testimony could be vital, what they may be questioned about. Does become a question. Would they plead the fifth? How they would testify? It's hard to know at this point. That's why it's an unanswered question, whatever the family's connection to this case will be. Another unanswered question. Could David face federal criminal charges?
Yes.
I did a whole side.
He definitely can face criminal federal charges. He was caught with CP. And they said it was an enormous amount. Because I think when they was trying to do the motion of discovery shit, where they send over the evidence and stuff like that, they were saying that they had to do something special because that shit ain't even supposed to be on a fucking computer, bro. Like, you're going to jail if you look at that shit, period, dog. Like, for real. Shit, I don't want to see that shit. No way, bro. That right there, that's why I probably couldn't work in law enforcement because, or be like a prosecutor and a judge. You got to look at certain shit, see what people did, and bro, I don't even want to see that shit, bro. Especially when it comes to this type of shit.
Oh, the
But yeah, that's federal though. CP federal. They catch you with that, you going to the feds.
On April 23rd, 2026, in a follow-up court hearing, we learned from the prosecution that there was reportedly a, quote, significant amount of child pornography found in David's device or devices.
Told you,
so you go back to the pretrial brief.
A significant amount. So if it's a significant amount, bro, this motherfucker might, and then you gotta think about it, he probably got the phone with at least a terabyte in it. He probably got, I'm talking about numerous amounts of gigabytes, I would say. I had to make but yeah, he probably had to use numerous amounts of gigabytes just to put this on his phone, like, and this is sick, bro. Like, bro, you're a Fortnite champion. You was able to come up with the first person to be the bro. Do you know that he was the first person to do the Fortnite theme? Man, this man's story is incredible though, how he started, man. This man started recording on BandLab in his fucking closet, bro. And became a fucking millionaire, my nigga. Like, my nigga. What the fuck? And you watching CP, my nigga? At 21? Bro, at 21, but 21, I have. Let me shut up.
Photographs depicting the victim.
Well, to say I had older women at 21. I just said.
As well as while she was engaged in sexual activity.
We'll leave it at
when she was
that.
13. They said that this constitutes CSAM, child sexual abuse material. They indicated the photos won't be presented. And then this part, while all possible charges that could be proven.
So look what they said. Look what they said. He said the photos will not be
child sexual abuse material. They indicated the photos won't be presented.
Won't
and
be
this part,
presented.
while all possible charges that could be proven were not filed, the CSAM is proof of their ongoing sexual relationship while the victim was 13 and 14 years old. You look up federal charges here. I looked it up. 18 USC 2251, sexual exploitation of children. 2252, certain activities relating to material involving the sexual exploitation of minors. 2252A, certain activities relating to material constituting or containing child pornography. And I looked under the DOJ's website, they basically say images of child pornography are not protected under First Amendment rights and are illegal contraband under federal law. Section 2256 defines child pornography as any visual depiction of sexually explicit conduct involving a minor, someone under 18 years of age. Visual depictions include photographs, videos, digital, or computer-generated images distinguishable from an actual minor, and images created, adapted, or modified that appear to depict an identifiable actual minor. Federal jurisdiction is impacted if the child pornography offense occurred in interstate or foreign commerce. So this includes, for example, using the U.S. mails or common carriers to transport child pornography across state or international borders. Additionally, federal jurisdiction almost always applies.
I've been having some issues with my vision,
child
bro.
pornography violation. Even if the child pornography image itself did not travel across state or international borders, federal law may be implicated if the material, such as the computer used to download the image or the CD-ROM used to store the image, originated or previously traveled to interstate or foreign commerce. And then it goes, any violation.
Oh, they ain't even. I thought that was Mikey. Oh yeah.
Crime. Convicted offenders face
Yeah, no, we gotta let this shit grow out, bro.
A first-time offender convicted of producing child pornography faces statutory minimum of 15 years to 30 years maximum.
Statutory minimum
First-time
of
offender convicted
15.
of transporting child pornography faces fines and a statutory minimum of 5 years to 20 years in prison. Convicted offenders may face harsher penalties if the offender has prior convictions. Okay, so on top of that, the alleged child porn, here's a thought, sex trafficking. What about that charge? You know, transporting a minor across state lines and national lines to engage in commercial sex acts, force, fraud, coercion, threats, and
really, it can go under that too, because the Mann Act is, you know, Diddy is only guilty in the court of law. I'm not saying in the public eye. I'm saying in the court of law. Diddy is let me see, is in jail for something called the Mann Act. And that's when you have like females or whatever. Well, I mean, however, you have somebody come over state lines and it has something to do with something sexual in nature, and you paying them. Like, how these motherfuckers be flying these little Instagram models out and shit and paying them and shit, bro? That's all Diddy did, bro. But I'm gonna tell you what's funny about Diddy shit, bro. Like, they wanted to see who all the sex workers was, bruh. All of the sex workers was me. God, they're like, damn, nigga. Like, they came up in that bill looking like, what? Where the females at? They thinking Diddy got them. Nah, bro. Diddy want to watch somebody pack his old lady out. While he look at the man package, like, that's crazy. Hold on, let me see. The Man Act. Give me a sec. Let me say, yeah. Man Act. Huh? Hold on. The Man Act. Okay, law. Here you go, right here. The Man Act. So this shit was put forth for a boxer back in the day by the name of Jack Johnson. Jack Johnson was the first Mike Tyson ever. This one like it was a lot of black and white fights, and he was whipping a lot of. He was the heavyweight champion of the world, like way back in the day, like in the teens or some shit, and he liked the white women, so it was no way that they could really lock him up for talking to a white woman. So they created the Man Act. Let me see the year it came out. The Man Act 1824-21 is a federal law that criminalizes the transportation of any individual across state or international borders for the purpose of prostitution or any illegal sexual activity, originally passed in 1910. So this law is 116 years old. So Diddy right now got charged with RICO. He beat the RICO shit. Now listen now. Diddy beat the RICO shit, and they caught him up with this shit right here. This is the only thing he was guilty of, because if he would have got convicted on the other charges, like he would have been finito, done. But here it go right here, what it say. Legally passed, and they ain't, and bro, listen, it says, I'm just gonna read it from the top again. The Man Act 18 USC 2421 is a federal law that criminalizes and the transportation of any individual across state or international borders for the purpose of prostitution or any illegal sexual activity, originally passed in 1910 to combat human trafficking. Bruh, ain't nobody was doing no motherfucking human trafficking in 1910, big dog. I'm just here to tell you, they was not human trafficking in 1910, bruh. Yeah. Yeah, you ain't finna, you ain't finna trick me with that shit, bro. You can't trick me with that shit, because I know Atlanta is the home of human trafficking right now. It said, these are provisions, the key provisions. It is a felony to knowingly transport an individual across state lines to engage in prostitution or any sexual act that violates a criminal statute. Convictions carry up to 10 years in federal prison. They was able to get Diddy, bro, but they weren't able to get him like that, bro. Like, they got him with this shit. He didn't get no RICO. They was trying to see. This is the thing that I feel like the prosecutors in that case right there. The prosecutors in that case right there, man. Listen. So we all seen the video where Diddy, I guess he really put hands and feet on Cassie. Literally, he put hands and feet on her. The thing about that is, bro, Diddy put hands and feet on Cassie. That's domestic violence. And the degree that he was doing it, if the prosecutor would have went after him for just that alone. So when they try to springboard that shit out into RICO, this, that, they bring all these charges against him. By them hoarding the charges, and he had Young Thug lawyer too, Brian Steele. He was able to wiggle up out that shit. I mean, he didn't get a good as deal as Thug did, but shit, Diddy might do just as much time as Thug did and still be out. But yeah, that shit is, that's crazy because like I said, the man was only flying men out to have sex with his girl while he watched, bro. And they locked him up for that shit. Like, that right there is crazy. But that is
inducement? Was he buying things for her, paying for her trips? Was there a thing of value? So you would need evidence of not only a sexual relationship, but this travel component, right? Maybe a commercial aspect. And you go back to the filings, despite being informed by law enforcement, the victim was only 13, defendant continued to pursue her. That is from the prosecution's brief as well. They talk about the timeline there. Now, I asked former federal prosecutor Gene Rossi about potential federal charges. Here's what he had to say.
It's not automatically, but it sure points towards federal involvement. And there are 2 federal charges that could occur here. And I'll get to a third in a moment. But I want to go to the child pornography. They have seized 8 terabytes of information from his iCloud.
What I just said, bro.
They've only
I said gigabytes. They say this nigga had 8 terabytes. I was being gracious on the nigga, which I shouldn't be at all. But I was saying just gigabyte. This motherfucker got 8 terabytes? Bro, you're sick, my nigga.
Terabyte.
You're sick,
so they got
bro.
7 more terabytes to go.
7 more terabytes, bro, man. Watch out, bro. You tripping, my nigga. Man, watch out, bro. Watch out, cuz.
Charge and also child pornography. But go to feds. The U.S. Attorney or Department of Justice could charge him, theoretically, with possession of child porn and or production of child.
Because, see, depending on they got something called special circumstances. Depending on the special circumstances, that will actually ramp the case up. Just keep ramping it up. And if this shit keep getting like deeper and deeper, and we'll just say hypothetically the water keep getting more muddier, this motherfucker probably gonna get the needle in here, bro.
Or possession is a 5-year minimum. The production is, I think, a 15-year minimum. I could be wrong on that, but I think it's.
Now listen, y'all. California has a moratorium on the death penalty right now. They got a moratorium on that, so they're not able to. But if the law is changed, he could actually lose his life. So, and I mean, which I'm just saying, bro. Like me as being a girl dad, like I got 2 daughters, bro. Like, it's no way possible, bro. I want him to face the same fate he put on my child, bro. Like, bro, you gotta go, dog. You got to go.
10 to 15 years, but it's a minimum. That could be enough. Because here's why, because the interstate nexus for child pornography cases, and actually any federal crime, the bar is very low in terms of affecting interstate commerce. If you use your iCloud, if you use a computer, if you use the mails,
hold on, I'll be right
it's
back.
almost inevitable you're going to invoke a federal jurisdiction via the commerce, affecting commerce. So that doesn't bother me one bit in terms of the affecting interstate commerce. I did want to add this. The intent here would be circumstantial. You probably don't have any admissions from Mr. Burke. I'm going to call Mr.
I need me something to tap on right quick. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Let me see. Really, I didn't get that Kanye on him, but you still there, Mike?
Burke. So you really, just his possession would satisfy the elements of either intentional, knowingly, and or willfully possessing this material, or transporting or producing. It sounds like he took it up a notch and he was producing this child porn. He just wasn't receiving it. Go to the Diddy trial in the Southern District of New York. He had a RICO count, he had a Mann Act count, and he had sex trafficking involving violence. I don't think you had RICO here, but you could have a Mann Act. Mann Act is, I'm in Washington, D.C. I call a lady of the night in L.A. Hey, I'll pay your airfare and hotel. Come here and we'll have physical relationship. That's a Mann Act violation. There's no threats, there's no violence. If you add violence, that's sex trafficking involving violence or the threat of violence. We could have that. Sex trafficking doesn't have an age. Mann Act doesn't have an age. So those are 2 federal charges that could apply.
Does he have to promise her something? Does he have to give her something of value? Does he have to give her money? Does he have to, is it paying for the trips? Because isn't that a key component of the sex trafficking case? I don't know if it's different if you're talking about minors.
The jury instructions for the Mann Act and the sex trafficking is very broad. It could be entice. Entice could be you're just the verbal persuasion. It could be a financial gain. It's very broad how you entice somebody to cross state lines for either Mann Act purposes or sex trafficking purposes. The other charge that could possibly occur here is federally, is kidnapping. It appears that she may have been lured to his apartment across state lines, and that for the purpose of kidnapping her, not letting her go, and then he abused her and he killed her. Kidnapping resulting in death is at federal level.
Would it still be federal? Would it still be federal if she came from Lake Elsinore, California, to the Hollywood Hills in California?
No, but we don't know if she went to another state and he was communicating with her. We don't know. We got 8 terabytes of information. We have 7 more terabytes to go. We don't know that.
Okay, so there you go. Some unanswered questions. We will see if we get answers anytime soon. That's all we have for you right now here on Sidebar, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us.
I came back right at the end. What's up, y'all? I came back just in time.
Wherever you get your podcast, you can also check us out.
But y'all heard the dude just now explaining what the Mann Act was with Diddy. Like how I just told y'all, yeah, bro. This case is disturbing, and I just hope that this young girl gets justice because, hey, at the end of the day, bro, you can't go around doing things like this. Hold on, y'all. Let me Hell yeah, you nigga get best new artist. I don't even know these other people. Mike, if you still here, bro, go look up Belly Game. Go look up Belly Game, bro. Buddy tough. I'm talking about, hey, Oh, he out of here. Oh, okay, he probably gone. Yeah, man, but yeah, go check out. Y'all go check out Belly Gang. Uh, we about to look up this hip hop Buddha video. We're gonna check this out. This probably the last one we do. Is I'm about to probably heat my food up and take it on in. But I appreciate y'all for watching.
We back with another one, y'all. And what's going on with our boy AP, man? Y'all know Adrian Bronner. Y'all know AP. Y'all know all about being broke. You're all about not having no money. All about getting drunk on the streams. You know what I'm saying? What happened to Adrian Bronner, man? What really happened to Adrian Bronner? His career is falling apart, man. And it's sad, man. We finna check this video out, see what's going on with our boy AP, man.
Y'all check out Adrian. Y'all check out Hip Hop Buddha, bro. Y'all check out Hip Hop Buddha channel. That's what we reacted to, so we about to see what's up with this.
Ain't trying to end up like AP, man, for real. Make sure y'all hit that hype button.
What's popping, y'all? Somebody who was at one point a champion and mentored by none other than Floyd Mayweather has now been reduced to this.
Let's kiss by the chat. That's crazy.
I'll kiss the top. I'll kiss the top.
To the chat.
Where's the seasoning?
They don't.
Just like
She don't get to leave.
just see where.
Nah, I don't play with women. All that playing, I don't play with women.
Yeah, this thing is ignorant. This man is an ignorant drunk. I can tell this right now, dog. I'm talking about I ain't even been 10 seconds in. This man is an ignorant drunk. Like, for real, bro.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Why y'all put a camera on this nigga?
I'm really him, bro. I don't care how beautiful a woman is, none of that, bro. I make my own millions. Don't nobody go around for me. Don't nobody run a mile for me. None of that. I don't care about a beautiful woman. So if she want to go, let her go. I'm rich already, gang.
Bro, this nigga here
I'm
tripping.
me.
He's
I'm
tripping.
me, bro. I built.
So yeah, that's a girl.
AP, all about being broke. What is you talking about, gang? No. If a female don't want to kiss you, she don't want to kiss you,
nigga.
She mean kiss the camera and all that. I mean, man, if the female ain't feeling you, you out here with the lean belly, looking crazy, not shaved, ain't had a shave or nothing. Like, come on, bro. If she ain't want to kiss you, she just didn't want to kiss you.
Just harshly rejecting Adrian.
But hey, hip hop Buddha, right, bro? Like, bro, you can have $1 billion of it. Somebody don't want you, they just don't want you, bro. Like, I mean,
In Broner,
damn,
used to be a former champion, and Adrian Broner used to be known as
Hey,
AB, which was his brand about billions. And he is definitely further from a million than he is close to $1 billion. Because he's broke, so much so that he's just asking for $1,000 to shave his entire beard.
You don't look broke, bro. Hey, bro. Rich and fair, huh? Right. Yeah. You give me $1,000, I'll cut my beard. Then, you cut your beard? I ain't gonna lie. Chat. For a band, though, he gonna cut his beard. What we talking about? Give me a band, I'll cut my beard. Hey, y'all better
but you couldn't pay me $1,000 to cut my beard. You wouldn't even know who the fuck I was if I cut this bitch out.
I cannot do this, bro. This is AB, bro. Like, no, $1,000 to cut your beard. You AB. You supposed to get that just for walking in the room. You supposed to get more than that for walking in the club. See, I know what the problem is. I know what happened with AB. AB got big. He went to all these other different places. He wanted to be big. But in Cincinnati, AB just wanted to be bigger than everybody. He wanted to be the biggest thing in the world. And that's what he messed up at, man. So now he running around the world treating everything like he back in Cincinnati, the local club that wasn't paying him, and all this stuff he was doing for free, and people weren't giving him no money. Now he talking about give me $1,000 and I'll cut my beard. You supposed to get more than that for walking in the club. You AB. This is crazy, bro.
Get the mother. Hold on. Hold on. Give me a band. I know I'm here, guys. Hold on. What's gonna be fresh start? When the last time you cut this? Oh, bro. Damn, God. We'll cut my though. Damn. Nah, for you though,
That's like me getting on a reality TV show, and I start out with my beard and then I cut it off. But that could be a good plot twist, but yeah, I'm not doing that.
I ain't gonna lie though, guys.
And who is this dude? Who is this dude that's just so happy to see him get his beard cut? You don't need people around you like this. You need somebody, AB, you need somebody around you that be like, look, you know I'm broke. I need to hold a band. And they'll just give you a band. You don't need nobody around you telling you, if you give me a band, I'll cut my beard. Oh my God.
Cash that. You want right now? Yeah. You gotta show me you can move first. You gotta cut that first. Nah, that he can swipe now.
Not only that, but clearly, as you see, he got rid of his beard. He got the $1,000. He's asking for Ubers now.
Yeah, he drunk, bro.
Come on, AB. Come on.
He's drunk.
What are you doing?
Bro, I be drinking, but goddamn, cuz. Like, if I'm drinking, I'm a little bit tired, I might be like, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, dozing off or whatever, but I'm not making myself look like a fool like this right here, bro. This is ridiculous.
What?
Want me to let him know?
Or you get it back. I want to make sure we get it back.
I'm not great.
Bro, I don't know if it's liquor. I don't know if in AB last fight he got hit too hard in the head. I don't know, bro. This behavior is not normal at all.
So that's what I think, because he said he don't know if AD got hit in the head. I think the trauma of being a boxer and also drinking with that, that's a firestorm for CTE.
Yeah, I can believe it.
If y'all don't know what CTE is, y'all look it up. Will Smith made a whole movie about it.
Do I have a brick? No.
Let's start recording then.
I got you.
You ain't a fool, man.
Nah, never.
And this is Adrian Broner after he was just doing collaborations with Dean the Great. Now, if you're unfamiliar with Dean the Great, you've probably seen him on your feed somewhere in the past couple of months with him getting slapped or knocked out. His wife up for great.
Hey, he's been mad as Oh, that's who short. Hey, B, you can't be running around with the dude that just got slapped. Come on, man. How you gonna be a boxer running around with the dude that just got slapped? This is crazy, man. I gotta start screaming. Like you could be, you could be anybody on the stream.
This.
We don't need answers. Listen. You ready on 200 Griffin? Damn, Dean! Down goes Dean! That's a trapped in the van. It's a hard slap. Come on.
And I don't be lying because girls around and he definitely know me, bro. Not even on some disrespectful, but
Don't like your attitude. Don't like your.
I don't like you at all, though. Yeah, straight up. Yeah.
He drinking too?
Straight up. What? I said straight up.
You think I got slapped on video?
I did, but I slapped you though.
I'm gonna show you the inside of the house.
I'll make you another clip. I'll do that.
Seriously?
I'll do that.
Oh shit. Damn. He punched him in his mouth.
Oh man, Dean the Great been punched up so many times. He said, I gotta go get AP. He said, I gotta go get somebody that
Damn, he got punched in the mouth.
Oh Lord.
But Dean the Great has been in the game for a long time. Dean the Great being a boxer, he started collaborating with Adrian Broner. And
Dean the Great a boxer too? Hey, chat, let me know. Is Dean the Great a boxer too? This is crazy. I never heard of him. He got any titles he won and I've never heard of him. And if he is a boxer, why he ain't boxing back when they ain't putting hands on him?
And this has been very entertaining. Now, why do a lot of people not feel bad for Adrian Broner? Well, let me just bring you guys back a little bit in the past to one of the prime years of our world and our history, 2016. And this clip is of Adrian Broner.
He must not know. I'm AB, I don't need no change, bro.
So that was him throwing a bunch of money, being a public nuisance in Walmart. And this was something that he did constantly. There's another one of him showing his lack of appreciation for money.
You gotta lift the seat. Always lift the seat, can't piss on the seat. But this what I do to other bills, man. Real talk, look.
AP, all about billions, all about being broke. When I say this,
They had to sneak in my pocket. They had to sneak in my pocket.
That's why it says, I don't know, it's a passage somewhere, but it says, a fool and his money will soon part. And this right here is the true and living evidence of that.
Don't keep another bill. They had to sneak in my pocket. They had to. They had to sneak in my pocket. They had to.
This man tore up some money and flushed it down.
And that was him tearing up a bunch of bread. But as of late, he has been struggling financially. And by as of late, we're talking in the past 4 to 5 years. Because Broner had a successful career until he took that fat L to the boxer Marcos Maidana, who was a very challenging fight for Floyd Mayweather, although Floyd ended up getting the best of him. And Adrian Broner never quite recovered. So Dean the Great has been working with him and saying that he was going to help him out with the situation and make some money moves.
How we gonna play this game?
Huh?
I'm getting some bread. Me.
What's up, man?
That nigga trying to kiss this man.
Have a moment. I don't have a moment.
he trying to do the Birdman to Lil Wayne with Dean the Great. Come on, man. Oh, AB. We gotta get AB some help, man.
I don't have a moment.
Russ, he trying to do the Birdman. God. Oh, shit. Boy, this man hip-hop Buddha is funny.
So a couple of days later, Frost won while he was out there in Miami for DDG's tour stop in Miami. He is a homie of DDG's, but he's also familiar with the streaming industry and people within the industry. So he's with Dean the Great. You know, they're at Jack Doherty's house. And he takes some subtle shots at Dean in an attempt to try to help Adrian.
Make sure you get your own stream going. Make sure you get your own. I'm trying.
I've been begging this very proud now. Maybe you'll do
No.
You ever, you seem like a real pimp farmer. I've been begging this to get my, but all you want to do is just put it on his, he makes your money, and he back in his cheap stuff.
So Dean the Great is getting all the money, and Adrian Brunner is just. You gotta get AB some help, man. Look at, man. Where young Butter at, man? What the Cincinnati dudes and who are these weirdos he around? That's who he need around him, the Cincinnati guys. Who is these dudes? Come on, man. This man out here got AB dressed like he just stepped out of Dr. Seuss book. This is crazy.
Hey, I'm gonna holler at y'all soon, cuz. Huh? I'm all this y'all soon, cuz. I don't like her and look. What do you mean? But you know, we have to change the price. Here you go.
It's gonna be looked at.
I don't even understand what Dean got mad about. You know everything.
The white boy said, I'm glad.
I don't even understand what Dean got mad about. You know everything for the streaming, for content. That's why I don't be understanding these streaming weirdos. It be like, y'all want to do stuff for content, but then when
the content come,
that you don't feel like should be content, then you want to stop the stream.
Hey, you
I'm gonna do this on stream. Oh man, I've been humble. Like, what's going on here? Hey, B, every time I'm seeing him too, he keeping a cup in his hand, bro. He needs to stop drinking and get back in the gym and get back to it, bro. Like, what's going on, Adrian Brown?
Now, Dean the Great didn't take too kindly to this, and to feel that he was just using Adrian Broner, especially when Dean the Great likely looked up to Adrian Broner as a boxer, he had to go talk to Deshae about that. But Adrian Broner was very happy when Dean the Great came back with some good news for him.
You know these. Hey, no. Your name changed and your name verified. Told you. We got verified and his name changed to his wedding. What the fuck you want to do? Go sign the stream, get you a new phone, and we lock the make you this motherfucking millions. Well, not boxing. What you gonna make? No. What you gonna make? You go, no.
I don't care how serious you start this.
No, okay, I know. I love boxing, but what's gonna happen is now you're gonna make.
You can just look at his face, bro. He's an alcoholic, bro.
And you ain't gotta worry about hurting your body because I know you get you so you
This nigga drinking Tito's?
That ain't no damn Tito's. That ain't Tito's.
Tito's down, bro.
That shit look gold, like a gold. I thought that was a goddamn 40 or some shit.
I coming. You know what I'm saying? And now it's time to get. lock in, I'm gonna lock in, I'm gonna stream every day.
So he was telling them that he's going to be able to get him to make some bread, and he would get him verified. And I'll explain what the KPP situation is. But one thing I do think is a little bit disrespectful, not disrespectful, but people trying to take aim at Dean the Great like he doesn't have good intentions, is that Dean was trying to get Adrian Broner to stop drinking.
Hey, stop grabbing close to the window. Bro, you too lit, bro. You don't know how to stop, man. You be getting told like a whole, bro. Stop playing. Stop getting so drunk, bro. Damn.
Hey, B, you know
that nigga like you gay, bro.
Yeah, like in my face and you drunk. Bro, smelling like Tito's. No, you, Adrian, brother, you not finna do this to me, bro. Man, we need to get him some help. And where's the guys from Cincinnati at? Come help this man.
Adrian Strawberry. Hey, how's you don't need to be drinking that at all. No, don't drink that. Drink some water.
That's what I'm saying. You could drink, bro, but you just gotta drink. You gotta drink responsibly, bro. Like responsibly. Like ain't nothing wrong with drinking, y'all, but just drink responsibly.
Some most of them do, but some of them don't, bro. They just want to see you pass out and act little.
Okay, maybe he wasn't trying to get him to stop drinking, but to stop drinking that much. And this is saying a lot coming from Dean the Great, who the reason why he got slapped by Larry Wheels, and also the reason why that situation ended up happening at the party that Rampage Jackson was throwing when that former UFC fighter had elbowed him, was because he was getting too drunk. And even when he was in Fusie's entourage and really close friends with him, Dean the Great was known to have a drinking problem or a behavioral problem when he got to drinking too much, and he started to get really disrespectful. So it is inspiring to see that being around Adrian Broner has Dean the Great probably reflecting and saying, whoa, this guy's 36 now, and he was at the top of the world, championship boxer, world champion, and this is how he's acting. Am I going to be like this? So I think he's a good influence on him.
I love that.
Where he's like, yo, I don't want to get like that. And they also were training together.
I love that. Same exact speaker. Oh, the speaker. You got the same speaker.
Bro, what the hell is this? What is this, bro? This is not AB training. This ain't the Mayweather gym.
Nah, man, I got so many teams, bro. I be collecting hats and shit, bro. That's it. I ain't no. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. I'm a man, dog. Like for real, dog.
Anybody could do that. They gonna get knocked out. Both of y'all boxers in this. See why y'all went streaming, bro. This is crazy. Pray for Adrian Broner, man. This ain't cool, bro.
So Adrian Broner and Dean the Great, these guys consistently train. They're training damn near every day. And I quote tweeted this of Adrian Broner training and said, Adrian Broner could make a huge bag right now just streaming his journey of getting back into shape with all of the entertainment and avoiding alcohol. Everyone wanted him to get humbled. It happened. But everyone loves a redemption story more. Because if you guys some people were trying to say like, nah, people are just here for the crash out. They just want him to be drunk. They just want him to be on drugs. He can't stop drugs. Well, do you guys remember the Paulie Malignaggi clip?
Any regrets about anything that went on in the pre-fights and all the news conferences?
Negative. I'm good. I beat Polly. I left with his belt and his girl.
Adrian, congratulations on winning the title. Paulie, come on in.
Hey, I'm just saying, you lost. I know, but hold on, don't bring him by taking my side piece. Don't bring him by taking my side piece, though. That's my side piece. You don't get away.
That was Adrian Broner right after the fight, where he's clearly stone cold sober. You're not telling me he was leading up to this, he's drinking all the time after beating Paulie Malignaggi, and this is even where he didn't even get into the pre-fight with how disrespectful he was and how much of a trash talker he was. Adrian Broner is prime time entertainment. So a little backstory for those that don't remember this incident. Paulie Malignaggi is a boxer. They were leading up to the fight. Adrian Broner ended up cracking Paulie Malignaggi's girlfriend, and
hey, bro, this right here is funny, my nigga. This right here is
trying to play it off as like, nah, you know, that's my side piece, this and that. So Broner was moving crazy. He was so entertaining. I was watching it, and I'm not even a boxing guy. I'm not a boxing aficionado. I'm not an expert on it, so don't be critiquing me and all that. I'm not pretending to be. But I was watching every Broner fight. I was like, yo, this guy is straight content. He is entertainment. He was, because people were saying like, yo, Floyd was a crazy trash talker, and Floyd was, but Broner took it to another level of disrespect. And he would be able to get people into boxing and watching the entertainment that many other boxers were not able to do. And he just ended up losing it.
Oh, no, I had another
He tried to be a rapper. He tried to do all this other stuff.
The fatigue went on today, bro. I didn't even know this was. Yeah, I be buying shit, bro. Just be buying shit that match the outfit and shit like that. So I didn't even know, bro. I didn't know what was going on.
But the entertainment aspect is there, and that's what he needs for streaming.
Missouri, St. Louis, Missouri.
Adrian Broner Blue, I knew him from rapping.
Might not be St. Louis, but he from Missouri.
From him rapping and from B-Luck and them. They used to call themselves the B Gang. They had the Miyagi song. Broner was rapping. Then fast forward when he do the All About Billions thing, I was seeing Butter was over there, I think Kid was over there, and then they was riding up thinking they finna blow. Then all that went away like, what's going on? Come on, man. He need his team back or something. He need the real guys back around. I don't know. He done ran all these dweebs, man. I don't know what's going on.
And the thing he shouldn't do is cheapen himself to do some influencer fights. I don't think that's worth it unless he needs to be getting paid more than Blueface. For him to pull up to an Aiden Ross event, like I could see him doing a couple $100,000 to catch a fight and knocking some big guy out that's untrained, because they can't set him up for a competitive fight. They would need an actual boxer for it to be competitive. So I think within the next couple of months, Adrian Broner can get a multi-six-figure paycheck off of an Aiden Ross. That would make sense. Get his name back up and stream every day. People want to see him win now. Like, I want to see that. I never wanted to see him, frankly, because I just found him so entertaining. But when I saw him start to do the rapping and the music videos on World Star and all that, he was a guy that was losing it. And now it's time for him to get it back together, because even Ryan Garcia.
I'm from Florida, bit dog. I'm from Jacksonville. You know what I'm saying? Jordan hit a home run in my city.
Wants to help him out, and he said,
Michael Jordan hit a home run in my
city. If you
city.
see this, call me. Let's get you situated. No need to keep drinking. Let's be better. Not judging. Let's lock in. Now, does Adrian Broner want it enough? That's the real question. I do think him and Dean the Great are a great duo.
What?
Why?
Why they keep dressing it like though? Come on, man.
I'm really happy to see Dean the Great find somebody to like play off of on stream that he gets along with, that he has respect for. Because Dean the Great, he's been doing like some people might have just seen him this year if they didn't see him via Misfits Boxing because of the negative viral incidents. But Dean the Great has been grinding for well over 6 years. He was on YouTube initially. He was just boxing outside, doing like short form content. He's been grinding a long time to get to the place he's at, and he's really consistent. So I'm glad to see him finally catch some motion. Adrian Broner is a big celebrity, and when he was talking about getting Adrian Broner verified, he needs to get verified so he can get his into the Kick Partner program, which is where they pay an hourly rate based off of your real viewership and chat engagement and things like that. But this is great for the Kick platform because they're getting a celebrity in Adrian Broner, some guy that was a world champion boxer. People are trying to pretend like he's a bum. He was not a bum. He was on an ascension. And then, yeah, he took some losses. It is what it is. And then I think he just kept trying to take big fights, and that hurt his record. Like, he had fought Manny Pacquiao. He took the L to Manny Pacquiao as well. But we're not going to pretend like this wasn't one of the...
I ain't gonna lie though. If AB was not drinking, not doing drugs and all that, he'll probably be undefeated right now. I ain't gonna even cap. Like, I ain't. AB was cold, but he just, I don't know. It had to be the lifestyle, the party, the lifestyle. I don't know. It just zapped all his swag away, bro. It ain't, once he started losing fights, he just kept losing.
That's what fucked Tyson up, the lifestyle, bro. Like,
crazy, bro.
The biggest boxers at one point, and one of the most promising boxers when he was like 27-0, and the L to, but even after the L to Marcos Maidana, he won a couple more fights after that, and then he took that second loss, I believe it was, to like Sean Porter. But he would go, I really, to be honest, he lost it once he started trying to get into the rap stuff. That was like 2017, 2016, 17, 18. Those years is when you started to see him take some L's. When he took that L to Mikey Garcia.
You heard that Drake take care, boy. That boy wanted to be like Drake, boy. That boy wanted to be like Drake out here. Like, keep your ass in that ring, nigga.
And then when it was a draw versus...
And I ain't gonna lie, he didn't really have to rap because there's so many good rappers in Cincinnati. Like, Cincinnati has some of the best rappers I ever heard. Look, but all of them, they all good. I know they had beef back in the day. I think they supposed to be cool now, whatever. But who else? Quaalude, T.O.G., Skitty, like, it's a bunch of them. Lantana, all of them. All these rappers from Cincinnati, bro. All he had to do was put a few bags behind them and let them do all the rapping. AB want to be all in the camera. AB want to be all. AB thought he was Diddy. That's where he messed up at. He thought he was Diddy. When he want to be all over here, all over there. He could have put the bags behind them, man, and just let them rap, man.
Jesse Vargas, and then he tried to come back in 2019, and then there was the COVID where he took like 2 years off, but that's when he started to have money issues, and then after that, it's kind of like the guy, I wouldn't say he became a journeyman, that's too much for Adrian Broner, but he was ordered in 2019, he was ordered to pay $830,000 for essaying a woman in a Cleveland nightclub in 2018. So this guy was for a battery charge. I think it was a civil lawsuit that he ended up getting hit with. But this guy was arrested. He was getting into fights. It was a nightmare for him in 2017, and it's a liquor problem. So if he can get off of the liquor and the partying and just be the entertaining boxer that he is, because he doesn't need drugs to do that. He is an entertaining guy without it. He's a personality. We'll get him on a couple of Vlad interviews. Vlad would be throwing a check. If Adrian Broner was crazy motion for another month, Vlad would throw a check his way too. He can make some money here and there because he definitely needs money. But I think more than that, he needs to get healthy, and we all want to see him get healthy and back into peak shape because we know he's still got it in him. But let me know what y'all think in the comments. Are you just happy?
Man, I don't know. Adrian Broner.
It fall from grace was a person. Like, pray for this man, bro. Damn. So we about to do O'Shea Duke Jackson. Y'all go check out O'Shea Duke Jackson. We about to listen to this video. Y'all know we fuck with O'Shea.
On May 7, 2026, Abba was exposed by his ex-girlfriend, a lady by the name of Liddy. And Liddy came out and said that Abba got her pregnant. Now, at first, many people did not believe this until Abba actually responded on the Abba and Preach channel with a video called What Happened. But that wasn't the only video from Abba and Preach about it, because Preach, who operates a channel called Uncle Preach, would go out and make his own video called Let's Talk About It. And he gave his own personal experience, not attached to Abba, about how he felt about this whole exposure situation. Now, it's important to note that Abba and Preach are the moral authority when we talk about social commentary, especially when it comes to ethics and having integrity. This is why we love them so much. I mean, because when you look at integrity for YouTubers, Abba and Preach are the gold standards. No financial scandals, no scamming their audience, very down to earth. This is the reason why these guys are so a part of the culture. So when Libby leveraged this personal attack against Abba, it hurt his credibility in the brand. So Preach would go out and say this.
You have to understand that I'm livid for a couple of reasons, right? Reason number one, there's a lot of people out there that do not want to talk about their friends.
So Preach says he's livid because Abba is a very personal individual. He doesn't like to put his business out there. And it's wrong that people who don't want to open up are being forced to open up. And I thought that was an interesting take because Preach is not addressing if Abba is wrong or not, if Abba was misusing this woman or not. His whole ideology is about protecting the fact that he's livid because Abba has to address it. He's not livid, though, that Abba put himself in this situation, which again, that's interesting from a moral authority like Abba and Preach.
He's right,
But then he would say this.
This man doesn't even want to say about you. But since you're trying to frame him as something that he's not, now he's got it. Now he's got to talk about you.
Uncle Preach says he did not want to say anything about you. But since you want to frame him as something that he's not, now he got to put your business
thank you. Thank you.
Streets.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, he had to do a drive-by. But Preach, there's a problem. You're right. Because Libby did try to frame him as something that he wasn't. And at the time that this video came out, guess what we didn't know? The allegations of the second baby mama in Switzerland. The allegations of a third unknown baby mama in North Carolina. And we haven't even gotten to the tea that I'm going to talk about today. So you're right. She didn't try to frame him as something that he wasn't, because he's actually worse than we thought. I mean, allegedly. Then he would come out and say this.
Abba and accountability is one.
Now, I actually saved his actual facial expression when he said it. Just look at Preach right now. Do you think that Preach actually believes this? And this is like, when he made this video, I was in complete support of Abba. But after really listening to Preach's video, the whole thing, it was a bunch of babbling and not making any sense in defending something that we all knew that couldn't be defended. But to Preach's credit, we did get a pretty good sound effect from the stream. Preach, you are a talented guy. just when you thought things couldn't get worse, they actually did. YouTube is not the only place where a content creator can be exposed. A lot of people are on Instagram, including Abba and Preach. That's where the majority of their fan base reaches out to them because on YouTube, you can't really DM anybody. People are typically on Instagram. That includes Abba's ex-girlfriend, Libby, who was on Instagram reposting something about.
Hey, y'all can follow me on my Instagram. It's at the top of this channel in the description. So follow me on Instagram. Send me a message. Change your profile picture.
Abba, when somebody came to the comment section, and this young lady was named Azria the Amazon. Now, Azria the Amazon has a very peculiar Instagram. It's so provocative that we can barely show you any photos because Azria the Amazon, at least at some point in her career, was engaging in sex work. And from what I can see right now, she probably still may be. But she's a little different because she actually lives in Toronto, which is in the same country as Abba. Now, the other people were in different countries. You had Libby in California, Stephanie in Switzerland, the unknown pregnant chick in North Carolina, and Audrey the Amazon in Toronto. Now, all four of these ladies don't live in Montreal, which
التكتيس ديال الهضره مهم بزاف الا ما كتهضرش بانتظام بالدارجه صعيب دير بروغريس.
Which seems to be a dating strategy of Abba because he doesn't really want this close to home. He strategically spreads his women out so he doesn't get caught up. And that's pretty clever. But we'll get back to that in a minute. So she comments on Libby's profile and Libby messages her. He says, Azria, I saw your comment. Can you please tell me what happened? And then she says, hi, darling. Yes, absolutely. Let me send you a link to the stream that I did with him. Ultimately, I asked him to remove it when I found out what type of person he was. Now, this is a stream called Abba Goes on the Live Date with a Sex Worker, Azria the Amazon, episode 1. I don't really want to play any clips from this video because they've taken it down. But anyways, here's a link to it if you want to check it out in the description or to the first comment. And basically, they went on a live date. Then Libby says, Azria, there's a third girl that came out pregnant. And your comment on my page helped me a lot. So then Azria goes, oh my God, affair? Damn. Now, this is important. Libby says, I remember this interview.
I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I've been following them for years. I love them guys, man. Those guys I rock with them, but this is interesting at the least.
You're stunning. And Stephanie was also saying the same thing about you. So stop the show. This means that the women that Abba are sleeping with or dealing with have been big fans of his channel. And the Instagram page is how Abba is meeting some of these women and flying them out, which is something that YouTubers or content creators really shouldn't do. I know it's hard not to do that, but like screwing your audience is a very, very bad thing. And like 99% of content creators do this, but I mean, it always comes back to bite you in the ass. We're about to find out how. Azria says this. He acted like he was just a friend and he would push me to do my YouTube channel. Then one day he says that he had a dream about me and then the flirting continued after that. Okay, so this is interesting because, Abba, he criticizes Fresh and Fit for doing similar things. And, he never said that he wouldn't simp, but it's hypocritical in a way that, you're getting with all these girls in your inbox and you admired and Fresh, you guys are all doing the same thing when you roast them for doing the same thing. But anyways, And then one day in July, I posted a new photo on my WhatsApp, and he immediately was like, I want to see you. And it was so different from what he usually acts like. He got me a plane ticket that day. And then he sent me his STD test without even asking. Like I wanted to have unprotected sex, and he knew I was a sex worker. You know why he did that? He wanted to. Okay, so I'm out here trying to clap no condom. I mean, that's obvious. This is MO, okay? No condom, Abba. So basically, he letting everybody know that he ain't got that shit. Okay, so wow, but you never met him, or whatever the hell she said there. No, because I was in Muskoka, and I think he was upset that I was engaging in clap work, still, even though I was supposed to see him on Tuesday. Damn. And he sent me some message about how he needs to cancel because of his mental health. He thinks he made a mistake or some BS like that. And I was like, no problem. But he played around with my mind like he wanted me to like him. And when I did like him, he turned it and flipped it on me. He wanted me, and then he rejected me. And then when I thought it was weird the way he was acting, he said he's not ready for a relationship. And I was like, what the F? I never said anything about a relationship. I was just trying to figure out what the change was. He's such a gaslighter, and it was messing with my head. Now, this is important because I'm not trying to say that all women in sex work are like delusional or dysfunctional, but there are some who are. And if Abba is using his master of manipulation on a woman who is basically involved in sex work because she's dysfunctional, especially if he would know that and wanted her to stop the sex work, but he's playing around with her mind, it does, or it could change the opinion of people. I'm not saying that's what happened, but whatever. So this lady goes, wow, this is honestly shocking what happened after. And this is in July 2021. Remove the interview. I don't want any part of any connection with him on this channel. And then he did that. That man is sick in the head. So then once Abba was getting exposed, this young lady who had her feelings hurt, she just wanted the video removed. Then you see Libby saying he lied so much about the screenshots. I won't even really read that much. Let's get into the tea here. So the young lady says, listen, I'm so sorry you've been through this. And unfortunately, he has an audience that are very similar to the Fresh and Fit audience. It's like a cult. Now, this is what happens here, okay? Libby introduced something that's important. There was a girl that reached out to me in January. Abba went to London. This was when he had blocked me completely and had decided on the abortion calls. I didn't hear from him in 3 weeks. While I was suffering every day about the pregnancy, he was worried about seeing a random woman out in London. Now, here is the terrible thing. Hey there, I don't want to upset you, but I feel I should tell you something that I hope will stay between you and I. Just trying to be a girl's girl. I'm watching your YouTube video. You're talking about how Abba accused you of cheating on him because of your Instagram pics or something. You say in the YouTube video that during the month of Feb, you were still trying to see where things went. I was with Abba in London on the 30th of January. And it wasn't a good experience. I hope you're well, and I wish you all the best. So the girl goes, holy S. That's what he always does. He turns it around to make it seem like he's such an amazing man and he's just so handsome and intelligent that women go crazy for him. What does those messages have to do with this behavior? Absolutely nothing. But he knows that his audience are a bunch of idiots. He's doing it for them. And he's desperate right now. He's disgusting. He didn't back down and he got desperate and he made himself look like garbage even more. And I believe you about the text messages. With that Daisy situation, he cropped the message to look a certain way. But when you go to her channel, she sells everything. Wait a minute. I gotta do a deep dive. Abba was gonna screw Daisy. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. We're gonna go back to that. But again, let's get back to this video. Rich came after Myron for sticking up for Fresh, even though Fresh was in the wrong. And Preach said this.
No matter what the fuck up is, you have to throw accountability out the door. It's no longer accountability. Because no matter what happened, no matter this, no matter that, I'm going to have your back no matter what. All that, the accountability is out the door.
He's like, look, if you're defending the guy in the wrong, you don't have any accountability. It is clear from what I can see and why I do like Abba and Preach. Preach is doing the same thing. And I think that it's really unfair to Preach because maybe he didn't know that Preach is a married man. I believe he doesn't have these same issues. And Abba is just making Preach stand there with him when he's doing all of these things. So now we have a total of 5 women now. And I think this is concerning. Because again, Abba is a very smart guy and he thought that he wouldn't get caught. But again, I want to tell you guys, when you're a black man, and you guys say it's not always about race. Yes, this is about race. Sorry. You have a black Ethiopian man who is living in Canada and he's dealing with all these women who are from the West, Western women, right? And these women, they're gonna expose you when you're doing something wrong, and they have everything and all the leverage on their hand. And I think it's a dumbass thing to do, as if he was not gonna get caught. You got 3 chicks allegedly pregnant in 6 months. So the question is, what was he doing in 2024, 2025, 2023? How many women did he block that he actually had pregnant? If he did this in 6 months, what has he done in the last decade since Abba and Preach have been a thing? I believe that Abba's credibility is shot. It's done now. Because other women are going to come out and talk about this, and it won't be pretty. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea D. Jackson. Back at it again with another episode.
Y'all check out O'Shea D. Jackson. That's what we just got through reacting to. I don't know this dude. I don't know if I can react to him. Let me see. I might try to do 3 hours. Just do 3 hours and pop out on y'all. Let me see. I'm gonna have to look at that one. I need to subscribe to their channel. Yeah, this is. This is crazy. Y'all probably laugh what we're gonna do. We're gonna do. No, we're gonna do that one. No, I don't want to do nothing like ESPN. That shit, man. They might. Oh my God. We're about to see what's up. All right, y'all. We're gonna react to the art of dialogue. I'll take that out for the last 30 minutes. We're about to react to Dr. Umar. Y'all know we having the the little joints with Umar, but we gonna listen to him talk with some good sense right now. Well, let's see what he's talking about. Art of dialogue. Y'all check out the art of dialogue.
How do you feel about this Kevin Hart post? I know he's been getting a whole lot of backlash right now for some of the jokes that was told on there. You seen it?
Art, on Mother's Day, Netflix had a Netflix is a joke festival, whatever that is. And part of that Netflix is a joke festival, they had the roast of Kevin Hart. I didn't know what this was. I didn't know what it was going to be. I didn't intend to watch it. And then all of a sudden, the day after Mother's Day, my phone started blowing up. My Instagram inbox blowing up. My WhatsApp, my email, you name it, is blowing up. My Patreon is blowing up. I see a clip of a white comedian making a joke of George Floyd's death. It wasn't fun. It wasn't comedy. It was racist. But I thought that was the only joke of the Kevin Hart roast that people had a problem with. So I said, I'm going to need to address this, but I can wait. And then my phone continued to blow up. And I had brothers and sisters saying, Doc, this wasn't the only joke. It was dozens of disrespectful, insulting comedic material.
So if y'all don't know, when they did this roast of Kevin Hart or whatever, they said it was jokes that they actually edited out of the final cut. So if they let the George Floyd joke go through, what was worse than that they edited out? That's what I want to know.
During that Kevin Hart roast. So I decided to watch it, Art. I spent 3 hours. It was about 2 hours and 45 minutes. I watched the whole thing from start to finish. I want to first read some of these jokes for your audience who did not see this. It starts off with Shane Gillis. He's the host. I never heard of the devil, but I know who he is now. He starts out by saying, I want to thank Netflix for choosing me to co-host this celebration of Black excellence. And when I heard that, I said, okay, that's an underhanded jab at Black excellence. He's basically trying to say, ain't nothing excellent about y'all. Y'all just a bunch of dumb niggas. That's what he was trying to say. But I said, okay, let me be patient. Because remember, Art, this is a 3-hour program. Then Usher comes out. Shout out to my brother Usher. He performed. He threw some jokes at Kev Hart. It was nice and clean. Shout out to Usher. I had no problem with my brother Usher. Then Tom Brady comes out because Kevin Hart, I believe, hosted Tom Brady's roast back in 2024. Tom Brady wasn't as bad as the others. He says things like, unlike your real dad, I actually showed up. He looks out at the crowd. Tom Brady says, who are all these people? I thought Spirit Airlines shut down.
In other words, you're a bunch of broke black niggas. How did y'all afford to attend this show? Mind you, Art, it's mostly white people out there. So this lynching took place in front of a predominantly white audience. I want to shout out my sister Regina King, Art. Excuse me, Regina Hall, not Regina King, Regina Hall, because I didn't see her laugh or barely laugh at any of the jokes. She was up there on the podium sitting down. She did not find it funny. Thank you to Sister Regina Hall for maintaining your integrity, as much of it as you could, during this public lynching of black people described as a comedy show. Shout out to Regina Hall. Art, they were cursing through the whole thing. Vulgarity, profanity. It was nothing but degeneracy. But let me continue. Shane Gillis makes this joke, Art. He says, Cheryl's husband unalived himself.
That's not nothing. That's not nothing. Like, that's damn near bad as the George Floyd joke, bro. That's damn near just as bad as the George Floyd joke. But like, yeah, that ain't what it is, bro. That ain't what we ain't rocking with that. We ain't rocking with that, fam.
Obviously, Black does crack because he jumped off a effing roof. Did you hear what I just said? I'm gonna say it again.
Okay, so I ain't even hear the whole joke. I ain't hear all this. Black does crack because he jumped off of a roof and hurt himself. Damn,
Shane Gillis said Cheryl's husband unalived himself. Obviously, Black does crack if it's married to Cheryl and jumps off an effing roof.
Damn.
So I do my research, Art, and guess what I find out? Her husband took his own life by jumping to his death, bro. They made a joke about her husband's suicide, Art. And check this out. It wasn't one joke about her husband's suicide. They repeatedly, throughout the whole show, made jokes about Cheryl Underwood's husband's suicide to millions of people watching this Netflix special all over the world. Let's continue. They call Pete Davidson a whipper, W-I-G-G-E-R. You know what a whip is? A white person who loves niggas. Then he said, the Golden State Warriors logo is a bridge. Don't show that to Cheryl's husband.
Oh my God.
You see that, Art? Her husband is deceased.
Damn, cuz this is... Bruh, I really got respect for Umar. Like, you know, he's very, you know, animated. I would say that. He's animated. But he's for the cause of black people, first and foremost. The way he might come about it might be a little, you know, sometimes he might laugh or whatever, this and that, but yeah. I never thought about this shit like this right here. Damn.
He took his own life. They repeatedly made jokes about this woman's deceased husband. Don't show her husband the Golden State Warriors logo on their jersey because he might want to jump off the Golden Gate Bridge. Let's continue, Art. Then Shane says, racist devil, Shane Gillis, he says, I called Cheryl last night and to say some of these jokes. I want to say this to my sister Cheryl Underwood, Art. I love her, I respect her, great comedian. I love you, Sister Cheryl. But don't you ever again in your life give permission for white people to disrespect you, disrespect your deceased husband, or disrespect us. Because one thing we gotta understand, Art,
when they make these jokes about these comedians, they're not just attacking them. They're attacking all of us because they're digging up these old racialized jokes from the slave plantation and they're trying to make them popular again. I know exactly what this is, Art. Just like they trying to put us back in Jim Crow with the vote, they trying to put us back in Jim Crow with the comedy. They're trying to get our black comedians to give them a license to publicly insult, belittle, disparage, and disrespect black people. And I want Netflix to know we not having it. We not having this. Stand by and let white folks manipulate our comedians into making an ass out of themselves on TV for money so they can make it look like black people don't mind being treated like porch monkeys. Black people don't mind treated like animals. See, they shouldn't have the right to vote anyway. See, they should all be locked up anyway because they sit there and laugh at themselves.
I'm glad you can see I'm smoking a roach. Like, this is a roach. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a roach. Whoever tapped into the live, this is what you call a roach. Yes, I'm smoking a roach. That's how you get a roach, folks. You got niggas, some niggas be like, I know y'all heard the echo. Yeah, I am smoking a roach. They are correct. But yeah, when you smoke a roach, that's where I be getting arrested. The good.
Being humiliated by racist white people. Let me continue, Art. Another joke. Kevin, it must suck being at 5'1", but at least being that short allows them to tell you apart from all the other blacks. In other words, Art, we all look alike. Then Shane said, they told me to be racist. He said this, they told me to be racist. He said it on the mic. And listen to this joke from Shane Neanderthal Gillis. He said, Kevin's ancestors came to America on a slave ship and a bottle. Kevin's ancestors came to America in a slave ship and a bottle, Art. Obviously talking about him being small, but you making fun of our enslavement, the greatest crime in human history, even validated as such by the United Nations last month. Are you kidding? You're going to make fun about the enslavement of my ancestors and you're going to pass it off as comedy. Art, this was not comedy. This was a public execution.
Yeah, so he breaking it down, y'all. Like, he breaking down every joke, every part of the pieces that he felt like, you know what I'm saying, was disrespectful. And man, it ain't looking good, bro. It ain't looking good at all, dog.
Of the honor, self-respect, and integrity of Black America, and we not going for it. Let me continue. Listen to this one, Art. Kevin's father was a California raisin, but he wasn't raising anybody. His dad was...
Damn, they said his dad was a California raisin, but he was a raisin. Hey, bro, this right here, this that one, bro. Hey, this it right here, bro. This it.
Addicted to crack, and he left, and he abandoned him. But I guess that's better than being there for the filming of Jumanji 3. I'm telling you, Art, if I didn't see it myself, if I didn't see this myself, you couldn't have told me that these were the jokes that came out of white people's mouths
on international television while we were sitting right in front of their face. Let's continue. Here's another one. Now, Shane Gillis didn't say all these jokes, Art. Some of the
Damn, cut out. I'm finna go back to that. Hold on. Art of dialogue. Let me see. Hold on, y'all. I gotta go back to that. That was super interesting. Let me see. Art of dialogue. I'm trying to. Oh, this is the one we was watching right here because I got the red on it.
dad was addicted to crack, and he left, and he abandoned him. But I guess that's better than being there for the filming of Jumanji 3. I'm telling you, Art, if I didn't see it myself, if I didn't see this myself, you couldn't have told me that these were the jokes that came out of white people's mouths on international television while we were sitting right in front of their face. Let's continue. Here's another one. Now, Shane Gillis didn't say all these jokes, Art. Some of the other white comedians said them too when they got, but most of them came from Shane's Neanderthal Gillis. Listen to this one. Kevin did well in Saudi Arabia because they thought he was the monkey from Aladdin.
Damn.
It ain't funny, Art. It ain't funny. This was not comedy.
Damn, bruh. Bruh, this right here is crazy. This crazy right here, bruh. They say he did good in Saudi Arabia because it's the monkey from Aladdin. Yeah. This is like, I ain't gonna lie. If they was roasting me like this and it was my roast, bruh, I would have stopped the whole show, bruh. I would have stopped the whole show. But I'm not as famous as he is, so I don't know how this shit work. But yeah, that right there, that's total disrespect.
Bro, this was a get back for Drewski portraying Eric Kirk. But I don't have a problem with what Drewski did, Art, because he wasn't vulgar. He didn't call that woman a B-I-T-C-H. He didn't mention Charlie Kirk's name. All he did was imitate her behaviors, Art, for 3 minutes. That's all Drewski did. But white people are so narcissistic, so paranoid, so psychologically entitled that they don't even think a black comedian has a right to do a skit of a black woman, of a white woman in whiteface when this white woman clearly supports the anti-black agenda of this government. You damn right Drewski had a right to do what he did. I'm glad Drewski did what he did. But guess what, Art? These jokes that they did at this Kevin Hart roast, it makes Drewski's Erica Kurt skit look like a picnic, Art. You cannot compare that Drewski skit of Erica Kurt to what they did to Cheryl Underwood. In fact, Art, this should not have been called a roast of Kevin Hart. You know what they should have called it? The roast of Cheryl Underwood. This was the roast of Cheryl Underwood. They lured our sister there. They sat her up front, Art. They racially targeted her, and they unloaded on that beautiful, dark-skinned black woman all night long. This was a get back for Erica Kirk. Let me continue, Art. Kevin did so well in Saudi Arabia because they thought he was the monkey from Aladdin. Here's another one. Listen to this one, Art. Kevin is so short, they will have to lynch him from a bonsai tree. Kevin is so short, they will have to lynch him from a bonsai tree. I got something I want to say. Somebody said that.
Bro, they said they're gonna lynch the man. Bro, I'm confused now, bro. I'm confused, bro. Like, he's so short they can lynch him from a he's snitching. You what? He's smoking. Oh, okay. A bonsai tree.
Pastor Jamal Bryant came out, as he should, shout out to Pastor Jamal Bryant, and he rebuked Netflix for this comedy special. Several black people did, but I want Pastor Jamal Bryant to go one step further. Pastor Bryant, you know what you're going to do, sir? You're going to get with other black ministers around the country, and you guys are going to draft a letter. All of you are going to sign it. That letter is going to go to Netflix, and you're going to tell Netflix, if anything like this ever happens again, there will be a national black boycott of Netflix.
But see, this is the thing, though, bro. This the part where I think they sit back in their seat. His thing, he's saying, if it happens again, bro, that's how you punch me in my mouth, and I tell you, hey, if you punch me in my mouth again, nah, bro, you get the wheels in motion in the beginning. In the beginning, you get the wheels in motion in the beginning. So it's never, oh, if you do this to me, and you already did it to me one time, and I'll be like, oh, if you do it again, man, fuck again. If you do that shit the first time, nigga, it's up, nigga, like. I'm talking about it's up, my nigga, like. Fire, my nigga, like, stop playing with me out here, bro. You ain't even doing all that out here, boy.
And not only are we going to boycott Netflix in America, we're going to ask our continental African brothers and sisters, our Australian African brothers and sisters, our Canadian African brothers and sisters, our European African brothers and sisters, our Caribbean African brothers and sisters, our Central and South American African brothers and sisters to boycott Netflix. If Netflix ever disrespects black people like this again, you will pay with your pocketbook. I need the black pastors to send Netflix a letter, Art. I need the Congressional Black Caucus to send Netflix a letter. I need the Divine Nine, black fraternities and sororities to send Netflix a letter. I need the Urban League, the NAACP, and every grassroots black organization, the Black Masons included. Send Netflix a letter and tell them, if this ever happens again, Netflix will be canceled by the black African race. You are not going to play in our face.
But see, the thing is, I look at it like that. Nigga, when you first do that shit, bro, let somebody come in my house, they come in the door right now, just punch me in my shit. You think I'm gonna be like, oh, the next time you hit me in my face, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna be trouble. Bitch, you come in here right now and punch me in my shit, yeah, well, we finna move some furniture up in this bitch. Like a furniture company. Stop playing with me out here, bro. We ain't doing all that, nigga.
From our pain.
Stop playing with me out here, bro.
I don't know if you're familiar with Jeff Ross, bald-head white dude. I believe he's a cancer survivor. And they made jokes about him about his cancer. But if white people want to make jokes with white people, that's their business. I ain't got nothing to do with that. I ain't got nothing to do with that. All right? Now, he gets up there and guess what he says? He says, hello, Cheryl Underwood. You look like the donkey from Shrek.
Disrespectful, man.
Damn, hey, bro, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, bro. We gonna do this whole video. We're gonna break this whole video down. This is different right here. This is different. Y'all go check out the Art of Dialogue. I'm pretty sure y'all probably know him, or he's Very popular on YouTube. But I'm just saying, I gotta break this shit down. This is not even. You compare Cheryl Underwood to the Shrek on Donkey. Like, that's not. I mean, I know about joke. I'm funny. Bro, my whole life, motherfucker tell me, man, you need to go you need to be a comedian and shit like that. But being the best the best comedian is knowing the jokes to tell. And that joke right there, that wasn't fucking funny, bro. I ain't gonna lie, that wasn't funny to me, bro.
Art, when I tell you, brother, they terrorized our
That's a
sister
black
all night
woman.
long.
Hold on. See, that's a black woman number. I got 2 black daughters, so I don't play that shit nowhere, bro.
And shamed our sister all night long, and not a single black man in there stood up and said anything about it. Let me say this to my brother Draymond Green. Black Michigan. Draymond, I'm a Draymond Green fan. Draymond Green is an alpha male. He's a stand-up black man. And let me say this to you, brother Draymond Green, from me to you, because I know you a stand-up black man. Draymond, don't ever sit there again, my brother. Draymond Green, don't you ever sit there again, my brother, and let a bunch of white men disrespect our black women and do nothing about it. What I would have liked to see Draymond do, Art, but I know it caught him off guard.
Hey, he might have had to cut up like he was playing in the game or something.
I know it caught him off guard, so this is constructive criticism. I'm not throwing my brother under the bus. I would have wished Draymond would have got on that microphone and said, listen, I am a black man. I'm here to support my brother Kevin Hart. I do not like the quality of jokes that are being made about black women at the show. This needs to change right now. Or me, Lizzo, Cheryl Underwood, Regina Hall, what's the other comedian that be with Kevin Hart a lot? What's her name? She played in the Girls Trip movie with Jada Pinkett. Tiffany Haddish was there.
Yep.
But she didn't speak though. She was on the podium, but she never spoke, not that I can remember. And they never made any jokes about her. I don't know why she got a pass. I'm glad she got a pass.
Yeah, she got a
but
pass.
But Draymond Green should have said, if this
I ain't heard nothing like
Tiffany
that.
Haddish, Regina Hall, Cheryl Underwood, Lizzo, and myself, we leaving right now. Or Draymond should have just said, Regina, Lizzo, Tiffany, Cheryl, we out. I'm not going to sit here as no black man and let these white, pale-faced devils disrespect y'all in front of my face. I'm not going to have it. So Draymond, next time, bro, because I know you are alpha male. Next time, you got to stand up for the race, bro. Celebrity or not. Because what they trying to do, Art, they trying to get us. They trying to get us to validate their disrespect of our race. They literally playing in our face, Art. They are literally playing in our face. Don't you know Shane Gillis called Lizzo a fat, black, bitch Art on the mic? Yes. What did he say? Something about her flute. He said, I see you with that flute, you fat. He didn't say black. He said, I see you with that flute, you fat, bitch. Guess who else he called a bitch? Tiana Taylor.
Oh hell!
Tiana Taylor.
That's my baby.
Hey, jokes and things.
My bad. What's her ex-husband name? My bad, bro. But yeah, that's my. You can't call her. You can't call her that. We ain't doing that. We ain't gonna do that one. Oh, it look like it's going into 3. I could barely see this shit, bro. Like my vision is getting like blurry or something. But yeah.
With Kev Park, right? As she turned to exit, because she didn't sit up there. I didn't see her up there. As she turned to exit, because the exit was right behind the stage, Shane Gillis got up there again after calling Lizzo a fat B-I-T-C-H. Guess what he says about Tiana Taylor? At least she's good looking, because that B-I-T-C-H is not funny. Did you hear what I just said, Art? At least she's good looking, because that B-I-T-C-H is, he called 2 black women a B-I-T-C-H and didn't get knocked on his ass. How does a white man call a black woman a B-I-T-C-H? 2 different women on international television, Netflix, and don't get knocked on his ass. Let's continue, Art. Kevin is so short, they will have to lynch him from a bonsai tree. He did well in Saudi Arabia because they thought he was the monkey from Aladdin. His ancestors came to America on a slave ship in a bottle. I'm about to blow your mind now, Art. Listen to this. Guess who wrote these jokes? Who wrote? A group of 17 white men. Art, a group of 17 white men were hired by Netflix to make a night's worth of racially derogatory, insulting, and humiliating jokes about black people. White men wrote these, Art. Let's continue. Jeff Moss calls Cheryl Underwood the donkey from Shrek, and then he says Cheryl's pronouns are he/haw, not her, with it, her and she are, but he/haw, like a donkey. Cheryl's pronouns are he/haw. Let's continue. Kevin, then he says, Kevin, I know your dad walked out on you, and then I went to one of your movies, and I walked out on you. Here we go. Listen to this joke. Lamar Odom, back-to-back NBA champions with Kobe Bryant, Los Angeles Lakers. We know Lamar Odom had an addictions problem that he kicked, right? Now he's doing good for himself. Shout out to Lamar Odom. Listen to this joke, Art. He's not even a part of the program. He's in the audience. And I think it was Jeff Moss. Listen to what he says, Art. I don't want no smoke with The Rock, because that's what almost killed Lamar Odom.
Damn.
I don't want no smoke with The Rock, because that's what almost killed Lamar Odom. I wish Lamar Odom would have walked up there and smacked the SHIT out of Jeff Ross. Let's continue, Art.
Damn,
let me make an observation. When they were making jokes about Chelsea Handler caught it too, Art, but not as bad as Lizzo. They kept calling her all night long, talking about how she slept with 50 Cent, even though that's a white woman, Art. Even though that is a white woman, I did not appreciate it for her.
Now that right there, that was...
I don't date out my race, but guess what? I don't want to see no woman humiliated like that. They humiliated Chelsea Handler, called her all night long, talking about how she be sucking things. All kind of stuff, Art. But you know why they made her the mule? Why was Chelsea Handler made the mule, Art? Because they had to justify what they were doing to Cheryl Underwood. So Chelsea, you see that, Art? She became the crash dummy, the white crash dummy, to justify their lynching of Cheryl Underwood. But not even Chelsea Handler caught it as bad as Cheryl Underwood. Let's continue, Art. Somebody called her one of the kings of comedy. Cheryl Underwood was called a man, Art, one of the kings of comedy. Listen to this. Then they said she could play Kevin Hart's dad in a biopic. Cheryl Underwood can play Kevin Hart's dad in a biopic. Regina Hall didn't. I love Regina Hall. Not only is she fine, she wasn't laughing. Shout out to Regina Hall. Let's continue, Art. I'm almost done. Lizzo got up there and played. Lizzo looked nice. Shout out to Lizzo too. Lizzo is a beautiful queen. She looked nice. I thought the sex jokes was excessive. She did tell Pete Davidson she would F him. I didn't appreciate that. Lizzo, don't be playing to no racial stereotypes. They already think black women as Jezebels. Don't be running around telling these white men you will F them. I need you to represent for black women. And this is when Shane did it. Or he said, nice flute, you fat effing bitch. His exact words are, quote, nice flute, you fat effing bitch. Then Pete Davidson called Cheryl Underwood Babadook. Did you see the Babadook movie, Art? The little all-black little creature? He called Cheryl Underwood the Babadook, and he said the reason she has a Daytime Emmy Award, Art, is because nobody can see her at night. The reason Cheryl Underwood has a Daytime Emmy Award is because no one can see her.
Hey, bro. I'm sorry, bro. Oh my God. What? Bro, this is crazy, dog. Hold on, y'all. That nigga said, hold on, bro. Hold on. I gotta make sure I get this one right here.
At night. Listen to this one.
Hold on, y'all. I gotta run that back.
He called Cheryl Underwood the Babadook, and he said the reason she has a Daytime Emmy Award, Art, is because nobody can see her at night. The reason Cheryl Underwood has a Daytime Emmy Award is because no one can see her at night. Listen to this one, Art. Cheryl is as black as the road is black. She looks like somebody made a wish for a puddle of mud to come to life. All night long, Art. This was the roast of Cheryl Underwood, a revenge for Erica Kirk. That's what it should have been called. The racist roast of Cheryl Underwood, revenge for Erica Kirk. She's as black as the road, and she looks like somebody made a wish for a puddle of mud to come to life. Listen to this one, Art. Cheryl is so black, we had to bring Draymond Green to color balance our cameras.
Ain't no motherfucker way, bro. I know that. They said all that. Like, what?
Here's another one. Here's a real bad one, Art. Cheryl, you look like a great Laffy Taffy that went through the dryer. Listen to this, Art. Your hair, that purple outfit you're wearing, looks just like your P-U-S-S-Y. You didn't hear what I just said, Art. I know they didn't say this. Art, I'm quoting, bro. I'm quoting. Let me say that one more time. Cheryl, you look like a great Laffy Taffy that went through the dryer. Your hair, that purple outfit, you look just like your own P-U-S-S-Y. Art, that's not a joke. That's not a joke. That is racial humiliation. That's not a joke. Let's continue. I'm almost done. Here's another joke. Who they talking about again? Cheryl Underwood, Art. This was not about Kevin Hart. This was an Erica Kirk get back. Listen to this. Her husband committed suicide after 3 years of marriage. I've only been sitting next to her for 2 hours, and I want to ask him, how did he last so long?
So I kind of get what he's saying about the Erica Kirk versus Cheryl Underwood thing, because it's like their husband's passing away. I just say that. I don't want to get too much into that. But.
Her husband committed suicide after 3 years. I've been sitting next to her for 2 hours. I want to ask him, how did he last so long? Art, somebody better tell Netflix. Somebody better tell Netflix that if you ever disrespect our women like this again, We are boycotting Netflix. It won't be no more Netflix. It won't be no more Netflix. In fact, Tyler Perry, start your Blackflix. Tyler Perry, Oprah Winfrey, somebody needs to start Blackflix. We need to get away from Netflix anyway. And you know what's funny? I just renewed my subscription to watch this. Let's continue, Art. Almost done. Here we go. George Floyd is looking up at us, and laughing so hard that he can't breathe. You making jokes about black people who were murdered by police? That's funny? That's comedy? And let me say this to all the Art, because guess what the was saying on my Instagram yesterday? You don't understand risque comedy. Nah, house nigga. I understand risque comedy, but what I'm telling you, I don't care what kind of comedy it is. You're not going to disrespect black people because Art, what they're trying to do is bring back the minstrel show. What was the minstrel show, Art? Back from 1830 to 1930. From the Nat Turner War until the heyday of the Marcus Garvey movement, our greatest black movement of modern history, white people would dress up in blackface, Art, and they would play ridiculous, stereotypical black characters. Zip Coon, the Pickaninny, the Mammy, Uncle Tom, the Laughing Sambo, and they made us look like complete animals and morons. And why did they do it, Art? The minstrel shows, which was the most popular form of entertainment in America at that time, were done to do what? Justify the mistreatment of blacks, justify the lynching of blacks, justify the slavery of blacks. And guess what, Art? They're trying to do it again. They're trying to bring back the minstrel show, being now, Art. Instead of painting their white faces black, they're just gonna laugh in our black faces. Instead of painting their white faces black, they're just gonna laugh in our black faces. Listen to this, Art. Cheryl was in the Air Force, but she couldn't fly. And neither could her husband, who jumped to his death. Is that a joke, Art? Cheryl was Air Force, but she couldn't fly. And neither could her husband, because he jumped to his death. Listen to this. Cheryl gets up there, Art. She gets up there, and she tries to defend herself. And she did a good job, but you can't undo this. And what she said, Art, was, I'm glad all you white comics came up here and used all the words that black comics get canceled for saying. She said that. Because, Art, if we would have unloaded on white people like this, you lose your career. Could you imagine if we talked about Jews the way they talked about us that night? They wanted to cancel Dave Chappelle over some transgender jokes. They wanted to cancel Dave Chappelle over some transgender jokes. How is it you want to cancel Dave Chappelle, Art, over some transgender jokes, and you flat out humiliate our black women, our black men, and my whole race in this Netflix roast? It should have been called the Roast of Black America. It should have been called the Netflix Racist Roast of Black America featuring Cheryl Underwood. Listen to this, Art. Kevin Hart gets up there. He's the last half hour, Art. So this is about almost 3 hours. He's the last half hour right before he bring out Meek Mill to do his closeout rap. Shout out to Meek. Kevin Hart says, y'all told me y'all want to see a real Nick tonight, so I'm going to be a real Nick. Kevin Hart, I love you, bro, but don't you dare use the N-word around these Caucasians. And don't you dare make them think it's okay to use the N-word. We don't do that, bro. We don't do that. And then he says, Shane was one Bud Light away from calling me a nigga. And then Kevin did something I didn't like, Art, and this is my last piece, and I'm just going to close with my assessment of this. Kevin Hart said, I'm not going to let y'all stand up here and disrespect my black queens. my black sisters, or something to that effect, right, Art? So I'm thinking he about to clap back. I'm thinking Kevin Hart about to be an alpha male and say, I didn't appreciate them jokes you made about black women tonight. You went too far, right? Instead, you know what he said? He thanks them for coming out. Regina Hall, Lizzo, Tiffany Haddish, Cheryl Underwood. And guess what he said? None of these women have a man. They a bunch of lonely bitchs. Art, they just sat through a whole night of humiliation from white comics. And here's Kevin Hart, my North Philly brother who I love and respect. He gonna turn around and right when you think he about to defend the honor of black women, Art, he throws them under the bus too. And say, ain't none of them got no man. They a bunch of lonely bitchs. Art, what are we doing? They interviewed Cheryl Underwood afterwards, Art. This is what she said. Cheryl Underwood said, a lot of people feel bad for me because they were talking about my husband who committed suicide. But those jokes were written well and they made me laugh. Art, they didn't make her laugh, bro. Cheryl Underwood is a beautiful chocolate sister who better be proud of all that melanin she got. And she's trying to survive as a dark-skinned, beautiful black woman in a racist comedy industry, Art. So she had to say that because they would take her career from her. You feel me, Art? If she would have clapped back, she'll never get another comedy show, and Netflix is supposed to give her a comedy show. But what I want to say to Cheryl Underwood, Art, don't you exchange your dignity, your pride, your honor, your integrity, and your self-respect for no Netflix show. Cheryl, you bigger than that. And this is why, Art, we got to come together and pull our money together so black women don't have to go around here accepting humiliation like Cheryl Underwood had to do on Mother's Day, Art. They did this to her on Mother's Day. On Mother's Day. Art, I'm going to say this. Draymond Green, Lamar Odom, Regina Hall, Tiffany Haddish, Lizzo, Cheryl Underwood, and every other black person. As a spokesman for the black freedmen of this country, as a spokesman for the black African race, I'm the most popular grassroots spokesman in the world for my people. Y'all get a pass on Mother's Day. I'm giving them a pass, Art, one pass. But I want Kevin Hart to know that I don't care who in Philadelphia don't like it. I don't care. I'm letting Lizzo know. I'm letting Cheryl Underwood know. I'm letting Draymond Green know. Tiffany Haddish, Regina Hall, although Regina Hall stood her ground. If y'all ever let white people do this to us again, if y'all ever sit at a comedy show and let white people insult and castrate, verbally castrate, and humiliate and shame the black race like y'all did on Mother's Day, we will cancel y'all too. And I'm not playing. Y'all.
Hey man, y'all kicking me in the Karma Cafe. We just got through reacting to the Art of Dialogue. So with that being said, I want y'all to kick with me on the Karma Cafe. Like, subscribe, share, definitely a notification bell. Like to support the channel. Cash App in the description if you'd like to follow me on any other platform. Everything in the top description of my YouTube. With that being said, peace, man. Peace and one.